For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your President's Day, we are going to start to see some clouds building towards the rest of the afternoon, but those daytime highs, not bad at all, upper 70s. For tonight, we'll start to see those clouds move out of the forecast area with those overnight lows dipping into the low 50s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977.
On Punch just All-Star Weekend.
And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
This is game time. I told you it's game time. I told you game time. Dame time. You got to give me one, Dame. Oh, you got to give me one. Dame time.
And what do you say about people? Look at the stands now. Tatum keeps it alive and scores it on the second chance opportunity. He's back in front. Uh-oh. 20 falling for the West like the East.
One more clip.
LeBron, he still got it at age 39.
That
was multiple flat tires. That was the Motor Speedway flat tire. Oh my God! Y'all see this? Half court.
You're hot.
Y'all see this?
Dame Lillard.
Well, we apologize for starting the show with that garbage that you witnessed last night as the East took down the West in the annual NBA All-Star Game, 211 to 186 from Indianapolis. Damian Lillard was the MVP of the game after scoring 39 points. He knocked down 11 shots beyond the arc. On the West, Karl Anthony Towns, he erupted for a game-high 50 points in the loss. Looking at the Suns, Booker, he finished with 15 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and a couple steals off the bench, while Durant, he had 18 points, 5 assists, and 5 boards.
He got nutmegged, too, by Trae Young.
Yeah, he did.
That was a bad look for Durant.
Guys, I felt like I was watching the layup line in a shoot-around before the game. I just felt like, okay, I mean, guys went right by him, nobody defense.
Nothing,
up and down the court. And I'm like, I bet the pregame shoot-around was a little more competitive than watching this game. I'm like, okay, at what point do you just, not so much you dissolve it, but you try to make it competitive? And Adam Silver even said, hey, look, we're looking to have a really competitive game this year.
He tried to build it up.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
There were 3 fouls.
Wow, that many?
3.
You remember that many being called?
I believe last year there was like 7 or 5. The year before that, same thing. But then, you go back 5 years, there were 30, 35, somewhere around that. But yes, 3 fouls in that game, which was supposed to be competitive. And it's broke.
Yeah,
Let's just be honest. Yeah. It's broke. Rather watch a pickup game at Chaparral High School near my house than watch what we saw last night. It's a snoozer. It's an absolute snooze fest. It's an embarrassing effort by the players, by the league. I mean, even outside of what Adam Silver said at the end of the game, he goes, and to the Eastern Conference All-Stars, you scored the most points. Well, paused. Congratulations.
He was upset.
Sure.
He really was. He was hoping that there would have been some competitive juice in the game. All right, let me ask you guys both this then, and I'll get both your takes. If you're going to fix it, A, how can you? And B, the players will say, well, and owners will say, well, my guys make so much money, I can't run the risk of having one of them get hurt in an all-star game.
Well, then don't have it. Yeah, you can do. But
it's a huge money.
Okay,
maker,
well,
and
it's
great for the city that they show
okay,
up in.
Get it? So maybe just keep the skills competition, 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
Maybe do something aside from that. I mean, I don't know what the attendance was for the flag football game in Vegas, from all of that. I'm not Vegas.
Orlando.
I'm sorry, Orlando. I mean, it's gotten to that point. I think you make a good point, Jimmy, that they're making so much money. There's like an understanding
Yes.
with all these guys. Hey, look,
Yeah.
just get yours. Nobody get hurt. We want to go back. You know, I'm making about $3 million a week over the season.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, you know, when we were all growing up, it was, you know, East versus West. It got competitive.
Yeah.
There was some pride there. And I got to imagine this. We'll catch up with Tim Kempton on Wednesday. That there's got to be from a lot of the veterans that competed and watched those games in the 80s and 90s, even 2000s. Even in the 2000s, you saw the last 3 or 4 minutes, it get competitive.
It would in the last 5
guys
minutes,
that come down. But, Jimmy, I don't know. I just think it's embarrassing. Like Rock said, I think it's embarrassing. I'd rather just watch the layup line. I'd rather watch pregame shooting. All right, let's just call it a day and move on. Or add something else to it. Maybe it's like you win by quarters. And you're a quarter thing. All right, we're going to see who wins the best out of 4 quarters, the best out of 3.
Yeah.
Or if it's 2-2, let's have a playoff. You know, that kind of a thing.
What happened with the Kobe Bryant 24 points in the fourth quarter that they used to do? Remember they did that where, you know, if I can't remember the specifics, Jackson, if you may remember. Nice shirt, by the way. Was that Jimmy's?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you borrowing Jimmy's shirt?
Absolutely.
Bad Birdie works for a 22, 23-year-old, not a Jimmy B.
What the hell are you talking about, dude?
You're not the demographic.
I am the demographic. I wear that. I wore a shirt similar to that.
I know.
yesterday.
And what do we always say when you wear it?
I look great in it.
I don't know what your girl sees in it, man.
I have no gut. I'm like still slim. The shirt hangs on me perfectly. I am styling and profiling.
But she's buying it. You're not buying it.
Oh, that's correct.
Okay, there it is right there.
So, you know, when Kobe passed away, the NBA All-Star started this deal where, you know, I thought if you were, I don't remember the exact rules, but it had something to do with 24 points in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's like one team wins the first quarter, you reset for each quarter, and then the last one, it's like the most money you can earn for charity. Then they would go whatever the score is plus 24, and that would be the end score.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a good start to fixing this. But let's be honest, what All-Star game is worth watching anymore?
I think baseball
maybe.
I think baseball still is.
We can still in July. Let's save the tape. The day after we'll probably say the same thing.
Well, I think in baseball, so you got pitchers aren't trying to walk guys. They want to. You have and a guy goes like one. I feel is the most competitive because of the pitching.
Or
I think guys want to show up.
Remember when you got home field advantage if you won?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's
good job, bud.
Yeah. But I mean,
but that's what made the game actually worth watching.
Sure,
because
absolutely.
there was something to it.
Right.
But this NBA All-Star game is an absolute joke. And you know, I think one of the reasons why is the NBA doesn't have rivalries. There aren't rivalries anymore in sports, or at least in the NBA. You had Bird versus Magic.
Right.
You had Michael versus everybody. What do you have now? They're all buddies.
Yeah,
they all get along.
They're
all like trying to get 3 of the best guys on the same team. So there's none of this going on, you know, wars on the court.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, you know, it's like you used to hate Danny Ainge when he came into your arena. But this is, to me, these guys are they're all friends, so they don't care.
Yeah, they're hey, you get yours, I'll get mine, we'll all be good. Let's put on a show. Well, the show is lame. It's like, you know, go and watch it. I watched some of that. I went like watching paint dry. So somebody want to compete? I mean, it's kind of like you want to go out there. I mean, we can all watch you shoot. We go to you to watch your shots, your 3-point shots, your layups, whatever you want to see it. I mean, guys would make one move, and you'd watch literally 5 guys. You just watched them go down the lane. With KD, they literally just watched him. Nobody was in the lane. Go down the line, get a slam, get a shot. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to me to watch. What happened to the competition? And Rock, I think you nailed it from that particular standpoint.
Thanks.
That's all we get is thanks.
Well,
I mean,
I'm just answering.
But here's the other thing too. The other thing, and you know this, Jim. These guys are all AAU buddies.
Oh yeah,
starts way back 5th and 6th grade.
Absolutely.
And with 5th and 6th grade, they go. Yeah, that AAU competition goes for high school.
Yeah, they travel.
Junior high, high school,
I've never
college. Oh my gosh, yes.
Maybe a handful, but not 2 rosters.
Yeah, but a lot of the stars that have come up have been AAU basketball. in junior high, in high school. And even in college, when they all play college, they all come back or go meet wherever in the offseason and play together.
And practice and run pickup games.
So there's a lot of buddy. But I think it's the monetary side of things. I think there's so much money.
I agree.
Well,
Nobody
they get
wants to
paid
get
so
hurt.
much, and you have
Two.
Jaylen Brown said, 65 games is what is the limit. You like to see it capped at 65 games a season. All right, well, let's just make it 60 or 50 and be done with it. So, but we're going to cut your salary in a third.
So then that won't work for the
these
players.
guys make more money
They
than
do.
anybody else.
Yes, they do.
Multiple guys. The guy that's number 12 or number 13 on the bench, he's still making millions of dollars.
Yes.
It's not like that in other sports.
No, you're right.
So I think what Adam Silver and his team, his league out there is do something to make it competitive within the All-Star game itself. I don't know how he's going to do that.
I don't either.
Well, the Stars don't even play. I mean, LeBron didn't even play in the second half.
No.
Yeah,
He's the best player in the league, and he doesn't even play.
Yeah.
This guy, I thought that this was probably one of the biggest black eyes for the NBA in modern times. It's like enough is enough.
And they had such an opportunity because football was over.
Yeah.
It's the weekend after the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You had an opportunity to be the only game
One
in
minute.
town. And what are we doing today? Every talking head is blasting that game. I don't know anybody that's
they
supporting
should,
it.
and they should. No, the only thing that I'll come in with the players on is, once again, they make so much money. And I'll just use this as for instance then. Let's say in that game last night there was a competitive nature in the fourth quarter, and Kevin Durant runs into some guy's knee and goes down hard, and now he's going to be out for 2 months. You don't think that Suns fans are going to be screaming, why was he playing like that in that game?
I don't know,
That's
what
my
was
point.
this NBA game? I mean, what number was it? 70-something?
73.
Yeah,
Okay.
73.
Can you guys give me a name or a player that has gotten injured in an All-Star game?
I can't recollect anybody
It doesn't
getting injured
happen
during the game.
Now, could it? Yes.
Yeah.
But it hasn't.
Well, nobody gets close enough
So why do we
to
even
injure
bring it up?
anybody. You
If
know,
it doesn't happen, it's not like there's a history of guys getting hurt.
I understand that, but that is the logical excuse by the players that they use and owners of the team.
you don't have any guys that are just a bunch of like a Jordans and a Birds going way back that are like red asses about the game.
Yeah.
You're not going to come in to the Eastern Conference, our backyard, and beat us. We're going to show you, or going to LA,
Right.
when Magic and
Yep,
Kareem,
Kareem,
guys, they got after it. You're just not seeing that. And I don't know what happened. Maybe it's a money thing. Maybe it's a buddy thing. I don't know.
I think it's a combination.
It's lost its allure to watch the best guys, to see out of the best compete to win this game. Otherwise, I'll just wait to the playoffs.
We're out here at the CAZ Sportsbook, where you could bet the game, watch the game, the Sportsbook here in Casino, Arizona. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. You can check it out for yourself. Open daily from 8 to 11 p.m. Coming up, our sounds of the weekend, as there are a lot of people that are furious with Charles Barkley's comments on homeless people, and our G2G Player Award or Team Award for the dumbest plays of the weekend. That's next. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, right here on Fox Sports 910.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
The President's Day weekend sale is here at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 20% off used clubs, 30% off select apparel, and get custom fit on the new TaylorMade QI10 drivers. Book your free custom fitting online today. Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale, or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Charles Barkley has sounded off on San Francisco before, but last night he crossed the line in the minds of many, not mine, but many. I'm sure Jimmy, I'm sure he crossed the line with you, right?
He's close.
He's close?
Yep.
Borderline?
Yep.
So he was discussing the city of San Francisco in comparison to Indianapolis, which we both know they're very different cities.
Very different.
Very
yes.
different.
Very different.
I don't even know how you could compare them in any way. But, of course, he, being Charles, made some comments, and you decide for yourself. Here.
At the minus, the 17 degrees.
Hey, Reggie.
Yes.
If you had a chance of being cold or being around a bunch of homeless crooks in San Francisco, that's great.
No.
You're not welcome. They're not letting you in. You're not welcome.
We love San Francisco.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
You can't even walk around down there.
Yes, you can walk around.
Yeah, with a bulletproof bag. That's security.
You live in Philadelphia,
that little
Chuck.
red
I live in
button on that
Arizona.
microphone that says coffee.
Unnecessary, uncalled for.
Yeah, I'm with you. On that.
I think that's a cheap shot.
Yeah,
that's you know what.
Some may say it's accurate.
Well, okay, if it is, but that's a
I mean,
cheap
you can't
shot.
walk around parts of that city without walking.
that's parts of
walking
it. You
in.
can't walk around
walking
parts
in
of
crap.
Phoenix.
Okay, there's a lot of that going on
Every
in downtown Phoenix.
When was the
whatever.
last time you the one you were in San Francisco?
Me?
It's been several years.
All
since
right,
last time I
several,
was there.
meaning probably
Yeah.
10 or 20,
Okay.
right?
I'm going to say for me,
I'm about a
years
year.
Ago,
Okay.
About 3 years ago.
It is
It
an
is
awful
it
city
is-
right
It
now.
has changed
and I
They
dramatically.
need to fix it.
Yes.
Yes, I
Because
think
it
we all
is in
agree.
a wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful place, or at least it was.
It was.
Yeah, and I think that I think we all realize that whatever issues they've got there, they got to get it cleaned up, so to speak. But I think that
Literally.
literally. But I mean,
you got human beings.
yeah,
that are
feces
all over the place.
and I get that, but I think there's I don't know. At some point, I think Charles crosses the line for that. I mean, yeah, that's state of California. It said, hey, state of California's got to fix that. City of San Francisco's got to fix that.
They have to.
I think for him to imbibe it or pretty much go ahead and focus on that every more. Okay, you made your point. Let's move on from that standpoint.
One fan wrote, people love to talk about cities with big homeless populations like this. Homeless people aren't dangerous, and nobody should portray them like this.
I disagree. Well,
that was one fan. Another fan said the NBA needs to take a long, hard look at who is representing, promoting their sport, because Kenny and Chuck are two of the more memorable parts of this weekend, all for the wrong reasons.
That's fair with that comment.
Some people say this is a very bad look for Chuck. This is not a bad look for Chuck. This
Chuck.
is Chuck.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's who
exactly.
he is.
Yeah,
He can walk in right now to Casino Arizona, which he does a lot.
Yep.
And he moves the needle. He is probably on the Mount Rushmore of celebrities that doesn't matter what he talks about, you're going to listen.
Mm-hmm.
You may not like what he has to say.
Yeah, and I think,
but man, he does it. I mean, he has come a long way. And, he's done his politics. He's got his show on CNN now.
Right.
He's worth every penny because we all watch. He's entertaining.
I think
you don't have to like everything he says.
And to that point, Ron, I think sometimes he crosses the boundaries. I think he takes too far. I mean, I can say, look, with the issues they have in San Francisco, I appreciate Indianapolis more so. Then all right, then and then I'd probably follow and say if Chuck's got some solutions or some help to get more people, whatever. But I think sometimes it goes a little bit too far with that scenario.
Speaking of going too far, national anthems. Can we just create a rule? I don't even care if we got to bring the government involved. But if we bring the government in,
I don't want anything to do.
This is serious.
Well, just
bringing the government into
don't
the
you
whole
think
thing?
the national anthem should be sung the way the national anthem
I
is?
agree, Rock. I think
last night, for some reason, the one and only Babyface performed, and I was like, okay,
let's go.
Here's just a slice of what he did yesterday.
Oh, say, can you see?
It's okay right now.
Yeah.
By the dawn's early light.
Glad I didn't have a bet on this one.
What's so proud?
I know.
We
It's just like they all want to do it their own way
at
they want to do it.
Wait, listen, this is better than Roseanne Barr.
But it's not better than the NBA All-Star Game 5 years ago, where this young lady who came on our show one time, Fergie.
Yeah.
This went viral. This was really bad.
That our flag was still there.
They all want to leave their mark, so to speak.
So bad.
They all want to leave their mark. And I don't know if you're right. Okay, have your way you like to sing it. But let's sing it.
Man. I remember we had so much fun with that 5 years ago. I mean,
my
it's
goodness.
just, it's like, come on. Even in rehearsal.
Yeah.
Couldn't they, Adam Silver may, been roaming the arena, and when he heard it and say, hey, whoa.
Yeah.
When you get the players looking a little like, what the what? We love you, Fergie. By the way, I wonder how that barbecue turned out when we had her on the show. So I don't.
All right.
18 years ago.
So I think we all love it when a football coach is real.
Yep.
And over the weekend, I saw this on Instagram, and I had Jax pull it for me, and I thought it was outstanding. This is the Tulsa football coach, Kevin Wilson, keeping it real, and this is this is how he responds to recruits via text.
But what's their response when you first kind of lay this out to them? Can you tell a little bit more about a young man when you present that to him and you can kind of see it like?
So here's a great text message right here. Typical in first questions is, what do you get? I go, you'll get nothing like it. That's what they said. That's what they told Spalding, right? So here is a text from a guy saying, hey, coach, just asking, about money. I'm not a money-hungry person. Don't need a ton of money. But this is a transfer. I've been getting about $6 to $7K a month. I got 3 dogs and a girlfriend. So what do you think? 3. And I said, the first thing you need to do is drop the dogs. And I'm not sure about the girl.
There you go, coach.
That's awesome.
I go, we'll explain our incentive-based plan that we use is based on academic success, not allocating any NIL funds. We're starting that now. We'll have a clear direction if and when we get anything. but I have not and will not promise anything until I know for sure what I got. I'll disclose you on a visit how we do our academic base plan. And that's how we recruit it.
I love
Because
it.
the best way to recruit is to be honest
Yeah.
and be transparent.
We're good. It's refreshing, but it is Tulsa. You're not going to see him in the national championship.
And
anytime
it's the
soon.
way it is right now, Rock. I mean, there's guys that are asking how much this, how much that. And I think it is totally refreshing to have Kevin Wilson step and say, look, folks, I'm going to give you a full ride scholarship. This is where we're at right now. We may or may not be able to give you funds. We don't know yet, but you're getting a full ride. That amount so-and-so. We may be able to do this and do that as far as the extra stipend. And I think with that all in place, then if that's the way you conduct business, those kids are just have to understand that if you're going to Tulsa, this is kind of lay of the land, and then leave it at that.
Hey, here is from the weekend. Ohio State shocks number 2 Purdue 4 days after firing their head basketball coach.
Second free throw. It's good.
That's what you do if you're a 95% free throw shooter.
And you just let it go, right?
Oh, yeah. You stay away.
They throw it up for Edey. It's tipped away. The Ohio State Buckeyes. They were shocked earlier this week with a coaching change, and they rocked the college basketball world today with a 4-point win.
And finally, for our Sounds of the Week, how about Hideki Matsuyama shooting a final round 62 to win the Genesis Invitational?
Stunning.
Oh, yeah. Matsuyama with a round of Riviera that will long be remembered.
How about that? So
He
there
was-
you
he
have
was
it.
fantastic.
We'll get to our G2G Player Awards later in the show. We have some good ones that we want to pass along in a little bit. But coming up for NFL and Arizona State quarterback Rudy Carpenter. We'll take a look at how free agency will benefit the Cardinals, as well as maybe some of the players that he is representing as they get ready for the Combine. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Coyotes losing streak reached 9 games after falling to the Avalanche yesterday. They'll try to avoid 10 in a row today against the Oilers. Arizona re-enters the USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 5, rising 2 to number 4 after blowing out ASU by 45 Saturday. Grand Canyon got 23 votes. U of A also announcing the hiring of Desiree Reed-Francois as their new AD. She held the same position at Missouri. Reports say Bradley Beal is on track to be in the Suns lineup when they battle the Mavericks out of the All-Star break Thursday, and the Diamondbacks are holding their first full squad workouts today. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The will to win is important, but preparing to win is essential. At Crest Insurance, we understand that the road to success is not one that you go alone. Whether it's your family or business, you're not buying insurance, you're buying protection. That's why so many turn to the professionals at Crest Insurance. Our team has the experience to help you safeguard the things that matter most. It's not just an insurance policy, it's peace of mind.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Yeah, can we do it when you guys replay Rudy?
Every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened
Nothing yet from Rudy.
may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-213. Prevnar20.com.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Back to
All right, you guys are going to come back clean.
Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
You're hot.
Here in the Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks. Open every day right here in the CAZ Sports Book in Casino, Arizona. Hope to catch up with Rudy Carpenter here in just a few minutes and talk some football with him.
He's there.
As he is now on the Right to Win a Guest line, as Rudy Carpenter joins us now. You can always follow him on Twitter or X at RudyGCarp12, and he joins us now on the Right to Win a Guest line. Rudy, Combine is in about a week, 26. How many guys are you representing this year?
Well, we have a couple, avenues of business that we do, and obviously one of our avenues is agent. The other avenue that we have, 2 other ones, is marketing and also business management for players. So we'll manage their, S corps, LLCs, merchandise that they sell. We do all their taxes, budgeting, all of those types of things. But from an actual agent standpoint, we have only 1 player this year that probably some of the people listening to this show knows, and former ASU/Florida State wide receiver Johnny Wilson is our client this year.
So of those different buckets that your companies are involved in, which one is, would you say, the toughest to manage? And which one would you say, maybe not the easiest, but maybe at the other end of the hardest?
Yeah, the agent business is for sure the toughest. It's the toughest in a couple different directions. Number one, it's really tough because just from a business standpoint, you can really only get 3% of the money that these players are getting. So, that might sound like a lot of money, but essentially for every $1 million that a player makes, the agent collects $30,000. And if you have a player that's making, 20, 30, 40, $50 million a year, there's some good money there. But if you have players that are making the minimum in, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 a year, it's just not a ton of money, especially because of the amount of money it takes to sign players. You have to pay for flights and meals and anything you do from a recruiting standpoint. And then you have to make sure the player has everything he needs in the pre-draft process to get ready for combine and pro day. So you have to pay for all of his training. You have to pay for his living. You have to pay for a rental car. You have to pay for all of his food. You have to pay for any medical stuff that comes up, massage therapy, physical therapy. In simple terms, if you want to sign a player like Johnny Wilson, who most people believe is probably going to be a top 70 pick, you're going to end up spending, somewhere between $80,000 and, $120,000 minimum just in that process by itself. And so it takes, you know, a little while to recruit that money. You know, usually you don't get, you know, profitable on a player until his second contract. On the other side, the business that we really love is the business management standpoint. We have a lot of veteran players that I can name, guys that you would know. And, you know, we collect the same fees, but we don't have the upfront spending because most of the guys that we sign to a business management contract are guys that are already in the NFL. They're in their second, third, fourth year, and they now realize they need tax help and financial help and cash flow and budgeting help, and they need to figure out ways to make, you know, off-field money and do it in a way that's tax beneficial through, like we say, their S corps or LLCs, however we want to do those types of things. They need help with investing, whether it's typical stocks, bonds, equities, things of that nature, or alternative investing such as, you know, real estate or, you know, call it venture capital type stuff, investing in tech companies or whatever it may be. So for us, that's the business that is more profitable and something that's more enjoyable.
Rudy, you talk about how Wilson may be one of the top 70 picks. Do you guys, when you guys go to the combine, do you go to the combine and somewhat quasi-market your client to teams that are in need of receivers or linebackers or whatever, and try to work that angle? And then is it the same at the pro day for what scouts show up to? Is there some kind of marketing or working them and trying to get a feel if they're interested or not?
Yeah, you're always going to do that. I mean, we went to the Senior Bowl or the East-West Shrine game, you know, the Combine, Pro Day, whatever it may be. You go as an agent, you go to all those places, and, you know, of course, you're going to try to sell your player. You're going to try to talk to as many scouts and general managers and position coaches that you can, and you're going to try to sell your player, right? You're going to try to convince anybody who will listen, you know, why you believe they should draft your player. And that's pretty normal. At the end of the day, you know, these NFL teams spend millions of dollars every year in recruiting, and they're not, or in scouting, I should say, and they're not going to listen to what an agent has to say about a player. They've already done so much work, so much background work, and they're going to trust that work. They're going to trust the evaluations that they've gotten through their scouts and the other people in their building when they. But of course, you know, as an agent, you got to possibly do to try to sell your player. Yeah, both at the combine and the pro day. What happens more at the combine for agents is us trying to position our players who are going to be free agents, guys who are already or, you know, they have an expiring contract, and that's really where, you know, every agent and all of the teams will get together, and, you know, they have, you know, nonstop meetings about their player being a free agent and them trying to essentially start the free agent period / tampering period much earlier than everybody is supposed to. It's probably, you know, one of the worst kept secrets in the NFL. But I would say at the NFL Combine is where a lot of free agent business gets done.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, I'm curious, because you have been in this business, in your estimation, one, how would you encourage somebody to get into the business that you do? And two, how would you discourage them because it is a very difficult business?
Yeah, I wouldn't encourage anybody to get into business. It's a really difficult business. And not only that, but it's really a huge monopoly. You know, you have a couple of really big time agencies that are out there, and it makes it difficult. As an agent, if you want to be profitable, and you want to be profitable off rookie players, you need to have first round picks. And there's only 32 of those guys. And if you look at the draft every year, you usually on average have somewhere between 10 and 15 or 12 and 15 players who are represented by CAA agency. Then you have another somewhere 10 to 12, 12 to 15 players that are represented by athletes first. And so just between those two agencies, you have 25 to 28 to 22 players in the first round who are repped just by those two groups. And then you have other groups like Clutch, which is LeBron James's group, who also dabbles in football. And, you got the agency that, Cliff Kingsbury was represented by, like Select Sports Group. That's also Kyler Murray. So, and that group does okay. Wasserman does okay. But there's only a couple agencies that they have a massive chokehold. So, it's a really, really hard business to break into. My group, we're only 3 years into this thing. We have 33 clients, but we have players, we have coaches. We've been able to break in because of a lot of the relationships that the people that are on my team we've all of us have either been agents for 30 plus years or were NFL players. So we have a little bit of an advantage there, but most of the time, the agents that you see are guys that went to college and they wanted to get into sports business or business management, or a lot of times they're lawyers, guys that went to law school, got their law degree. They understand finances, they understand taxes, they understand contract law, and they got bored sitting behind a desk in a big name firm. And for a lot of lawyers, being an agent is something that they can do on top of whatever job they already have. Because, it's the way that the agent's game runs for most people is, it's not a 24/7, 365-day job. It's really get a player ready for the draft. He gets drafted, he signs the contract. And if you have a guy who's on the team every year and playing, there's just not a lot of things that come up. I mean, unless the player is suspended or he gets fined or, something of that nature, then you got to really, do a lot of work. But outside of that, when a player is signed and under contract, there's just not much you can do for the player.
Rudy, as we let you go, if there's, a parent listening right now or an athlete, what is the website if somebody wanted to hire your services?
Just endurancesportsmanagement.com. We're obviously on Instagram too, at endurance_management. You can go on there and see all the players that we represent. Got some really good players. You guys might remember Quez Watkins from the Eagles, number 16, little slot receiver for them. He's been a very productive player. He's going to be a free agent this year. Darnay Holmes, former UCLA corner, starting corner for the New York Giants the last couple of years in the nickel. He's going to be a free agent this year. Former second-round pick Lonnie Johnson at a University of Kentucky, also going to be a free agent this year. We have, quite a lot of guys. This year, from a management standpoint, we got, Johnny Wilson. From an agent standpoint, you guys might remember Jermaine Burton, number 3, the wide receiver from Alabama this last year, also at Georgia. He's one of our business management clients. So, yeah, we have some, guys that I think, people know if they're football fans.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that, man. We really appreciate it. We'll catch up with you next week. Thanks for the time today.
All right, guys, take care.
Rudy Carpenter joining us there. Instead of just talking about football, behind the scenes, which I thought was quite interesting. It's brought to you today by All City Towing. Looking for a career change that pays with great benefits? All City Towing continues to hire. Just head to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com. Coming up, football at 50, as we always do every hour. CE says it's not agreed to the TV deal with ESPN. I'll tell you what that's all about next. It's Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
The Chiefs have now won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. Do you consider them a dynasty?
Absolutely not. When we talk about baseball, to me, right, the Yankees won 96, 98, 99, and 2000. To me, that's a dynasty.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Today at 5, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
The President's Day weekend sale is here at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 20% off used clubs, 30% off select apparel, and get custom fit on the new TaylorMade QI10 drivers. Book your free custom fitting online today. Swing into Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale, or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
The President's Day weekend sale is here at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 20% off used clubs, 30% off select apparel, and get custom fit on the new TaylorMade QI10 drivers. Book your free custom fitting online today. Swing into Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the President's Day weekend sale, or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
This week at Macy's, shop incredible specials on what you need now, like 65% off warm and stylish coats for her, and 40 to 50% off shoes, handbags, and accessories to complete your look. Plus, take 15 to 60% off great furniture and mattress deals, too. And Star Rewards members earn rewards even faster now during Star Money bonus days at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the Heart Radio app.
College football playoff says it has, this is a quote, has not agreed to a new television contract, which was reported last week, according to at least one member of the CFP management committee. There was a memo that was sent out to league administrators that described the reports of the CFP agreeing to or having concluded an extension of the media rights deal was incorrect with ESPN. In fact, that the administrators said that the commissioners and the corresponding presidents have not even reviewed a draft of the potential new deal. So CFP will continue to work towards an extension with ESPN, but no deal has formally been agreed or signed.
I can imagine that's just rhetoric coming back at them. They're going to agree to this deal. And I think the main reason why ESPN did this was get out in front and say, okay, college football, we got $7.8 billion till 2031. Here's our proposal. And that includes it might include the 2 or 3 super conferences and include the college football playoff, blah, blah, blah. I think that's just a response to say, well, wait a second. This is the tail wagging the dog. Hell yeah, it's the tail wagging the dog. It's them getting out in front. And I think that's just their response to say, well, you know, we haven't agreed to it in principle. I think it's just their defense mechanism to say, well, you guys got out in front of it versus us. That's all it is. I mean, they're going to agree to this. Why would they not agree to something
Doesn't
like this?
ESPN control everything?
Basically,
and I think,
they do.
I think this is their pushback to somewhat say, well, wait a second, you don't control us, but they kind of sort of do. And I think
they wanted the messaging to come from them.
Exactly. I agree with Rod. They wanted to say, okay, hey, we got this brand new deal. They wanted to be the one going, you know what? We got a brand new spanking deal with ESPN. We're going to enhance the playoffs and blah, 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 and this and that. And, yeah, I just think that the ESPN just kind of jumped the shark on this one. They're a little caught with their pants down going, wait a second. Yeah, we haven't even discussed it yet. Nothing to discuss here, guys. What's going to happen?
Let me ask you, Manuch, how do you jump a shark?
Jump the shark, man.
Yeah, I've never heard that term.
You ever heard jump the shark?
No.
Oh, yeah. You're jumping the issue, the concern. You're like.
You're jumping the shark.
Yeah, it's a saying. Yeah, jump the
what
shark.
kind of saying?
It's just
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it does.
Why would you jump a shark?
You're jumping
you avoid a shark.
Well, you're jumping the shark so it doesn't get you.
Where would you jump to?
Well,
you're in the water and you're dead.
Just a term meaning
it's not a good term. It's not a good. You got to get something new.
Around forever, Rock. Around forever.
Shoo.
The
Come on. Jax.
I absolutely hate that this is the way we have to start the week, but I'm with Manuch on this one.
Oh!
Thank you.
Jump
the shark. Jump the shark.
It dates back to happy days with Fonzie jumping
Wow.
over to the live shark with the water skis.
Okay.
And it became popular in radio. Jump the shark is a thing. I absolutely hate that this is how my week started, but I'm going to be Team Manuch on this one.
It's good therapy for you, Shoe.
Just put it on the board. Manuch got one because I know I'll get a lot before the week's over. So Manuch got one. The Steelers this weekend, at least on Friday, made it official that they are going to have a bid to host the NFL draft in either 2026 or 2027. They've made it known for some time they like to host. And, of course, the mayor and everybody there visit Pittsburgh and all this. They're trying to get this to happen, which I think would be pretty cool for Pittsburgh. I mean, that's a city that I'm sure could use $100 million plus in economical impact if they host it. Of course, KC hosted it last year. They calculated their impact at $164 million.
That's amazing.
So if Pittsburgh is selected, they would hold the draft somewhere on the North Shore near the stadium and Stage AE. I don't know what that is. AE.
Well, after working there for a long time, folks, if you haven't been to Pittsburgh, it is not the rundown steel city.
The smelting pit?
Yes. That it
Too many
used to
bridges.
Be. They cleaned, I forgot the
Too many
count,
bridges.
but they got a lot of them. And it is the confluence of the Monongahela and Allegheny River that forms the Ohio River right at the stadium. So thus, that's why they call it Three Rivers. So with that taking place, the entire downtown has been overhauled, rebuilt, and it is a spectacular city to go to.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in school. And Professor Jimmy B is giving us a class.
You got all
on
three rivers.
Pittsburgh.
You got all three rivers.
I mean, out of nowhere.
That was incredible.
And you knew
that was incredible.
And he didn't know this was coming. He didn't know that was one of my stories at 50 because he doesn't come with any content
But is he right?
or any prep. I don't know.
Right,
We can't
though?
challenge
That's the
him.
thing.
We don't know. We got to fact check.
Monongahela, Ohio.
We'll look it up,
and
and
the
then
third
we'll
one is
Allegheny, Monongahela.
602-260-9191. If you're
formed
from
Ohio.
Pittsburgh,
Yes.
call us. Let Shu know if it's factual or not. You don't need to come on the air, but Shu will take the call and report back. I'd rather get it from somebody that's actually from Pittsburgh.
Not
you.
that.
You're from the Northwest.
Not only that, I've
Oh.
water skied on the Monongahela during the summertime there. And also, Bruce Willis did a movie in Pittsburgh where he was a sheriff in a speedboat that they had a dirty cop.
See,
This is where it gets too far.
now this
He
is
was-
where
he
gets
was fine.
He gets comfortable. He's feeling himself.
He was
That's where you
good.
got to cut it off.
See,
Jimmy.
Jimmy, you were so you should have been done on the first story.
You jumped the shark. See,
Yeah.
that's what you did. You were at a point where you were good, and then you jumped the shark.
Actually, I was water
now I
skiing.
know what it means.
I was water skiing on the Monongahela,
So what?
and I jumped the shark.
We rather know about the factual stuff, not that you were in a Speedo doing your, water skiing there.
Don't get into that story.
Yeah,
now.
I won't.
It's marble bag.
I
and
only
whatnot.
had one banana hammock. That's all I've ever owned.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Banana
I've
hammock?
never heard
Yeah.
that. I've heard marble bag. I've never heard that one.
Yeah,
There, Jimmy.
banana hammock.
Yeah. Now he's going way back.
No, I'm
They're
not.
right.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Random fact of the day, there's a man who's suing Powerball for incorrectly telling him he won $340 million. Yeah, how angry would this happen if it happened to us, either one of us? Scale 1 to 10, I'm calling a lawyer on this one, right? January last year, this guy in D.C. named John Cheeks. You know John Cheeks?
I don't.
Okay.
I do not.
He bought a Powerball ticket. He then checked the winning numbers online a day after the drawing, and they matched. The jackpot was $340 million.
Nice. Congrats.
Yep.
Congrats.
He did all the things you're supposed to do. He took a photo of the ticket and only told one other person about it. But then he went to cash it in, and he was told he hadn't actually won. The Washington, D.C. official lottery site had posted the wrong numbers.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So instead of matching all 5 and the Powerball, he matched none of them.
Oh.
He's in the news because he's now suing Powerball and the D.C. lottery. He says they listed the wrong numbers for 3 days, and he wants them to pay up. Wow. His lawyer noted a similar thing happened last year in the Iowa lottery, which go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I just
why are you putting your finger up like you know the story?
No, I don't. I just remember when you said Iowa lottery, I remember that one being phony.
People cashed in before the error got fixed, were paid out, but no one hit the jackpot. All the payouts were between $4 and $200. So it doesn't sound like John's going to get the full $350 or $340. But should he get something?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. If they paid out to the other folks on a minor scenario
20.
and then say, well, we got the wrong numbers. I mean, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. Not going to get
his
the whole
fault.
thing.
Not his fault.
Plus all the drama and aggravated
That's another
scenario.
one. The goose and a gander.
10.
That doesn't make any sense either.
Good for the goose is good for the gander.
Jeez. So hour number 2 is next.
Learning a lot, Rock.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result? The perfect fusion of new and old-world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
If you keep your money in a bank account, listen up. The banking system is once again under extreme stress, and after last year's banking crisis, the dangers are clearer than ever. Car loans are defaulting, credit card debt is ballooning, commercial real estate is on the brink of collapse. These aren't just red flags. They are the sounds of a financial ticking time bomb. But there is a safe and easy way to protect your financial future. Gold. Gold is outside the government's reach and safe from economic policies that jeopardize your wealth. Gold allows you to lock in today's value in the face of tomorrow's uncertainty. Don't wait for the next headline, crash, or bank run to act. Contact Noble Gold Investments today. As a bonus, they'll give you a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin as a thank you for opening a qualified account. Just use the promo code GOLD. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. noblegoldinvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Dukes, because there's only one Dukes. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
City Backs are holding their first full squad workouts today. Spring training play begins the 23rd against the Rockies. The Oats' losing streak is 9. They'll try to avoid 10 in a row today as they take on the Oilers. Arizona re-enters the USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 5. They're up to 4 after blowing out ASU. Grand Canyon got 23 votes. U of A also announced the hiring of Desiree Reed-Francois, their new AD. She held the same position at Missouri. And reports say Bradley Beal is on track to be in the Suns lineup when they battle the Mavericks out of the All-Star break on Thursday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your President's Day, we are going to start to see some clouds building towards the rest of the afternoon, but those daytime highs not bad at all, upper 70s. For tonight, we'll start to see those clouds move out of the forecast area with those overnight lows dipping into the low 50s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
Navigating through traffic is like walking between raindrops. It's a jungle out there, so don't forget to get your vehicle in Brake Masters shape. Just download coupons and schedule an appointment with your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, we've been talking about the All-Star weekend, and it didn't go quite well, I think, for most of us. We didn't enjoy it, I believe. I think it was pretty much I didn't watch 1 minute of it.
The game or any of it at all? Okay.
No interest.
Okay.
I have lost interest in the NBA anyway. I'm not a big NBA fan. I used to be a diehard, Philadelphia fan, just loved it. I don't like what this league has become. I don't like the fact that it's run by the players. The fact that they can't even get together on an All-Star weekend and be somewhat competitive. 3 total fouls. I mean, that just says it wasn't competitive at all.
Yeah.
It's just that I just don't think it's a good product. I mean, it's a good product occasionally with 2 minutes remaining in a game.
Well,
these guys don't play.
It used to be, Rock. They last 2 minutes, they would get competitive. Now it's just like
regular season is useless.
It's like it's a shoot around. It's a layup line. It's a shoot around. It's going up and down. I mean, they literally, folks. There was a couple times guys went down the lane. Nobody contested anything.
Oh, that's okay. We're talking about the NBA itself in general.
Well,
I mean, that's what you get in the All-Star game. I get that. I'm talking about the NBA in general. The last 2 minutes, 3 minutes is really the only time to watch it.
I disagree.
You're an NBA guy. You love it.
I always have enjoyed the NBA, and during the regular season, there are games where, it is on. And look, we had a conversation, and I'm trying to remember, I think it was against Dallas, where it was the emotion in the building. It felt like an NBA playoff game because emotions were running high against the Mavericks. So, look, am I going to say that it's like that every regular season? No, it is not, and we all understand that. But there are times throughout the course of the NBA season where that extra gear kicks in on both teams, and it really is a high-quality competitive game.
And, Jimmy, I get that. At times. For many years, it was always competitive. We can think back many years when we were growing up, the 80s and 90s, because I think you had more players during the league, you think of the Michael Jordan era, and you think of the eras after that guys were competitive each and every night. Now, is it kind of sad the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game are the most competitive? Kind of, sort of, but I think what Rock's getting at is it just seems like it's ho-hum. Now, I think we go, okay, Christmas Day, we're going to see some competitive games, or to that point, the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Suns and the Mavericks got a little bit of, got some issues with each
other.
Little
chippiness.
Okay, but now, see, I think what we're looking at is we got to have a reason to watch it versus you watched it before and it was competitive all the time. Now, I think the second half of the season, It'll be more competitive because guys are now looking forward to improve their seating. Guys are getting healthy. Now it's going to mean something where before it was like, hey, we're going to watch Atlanta and the Suns, and these guys are both. You're going to get the best of the best. Now, with load management's coming in, and when a commissioner has to tell you how many games you have to play.
Does that tell you how bad this league is?
To be an MVP candidate because of what's, to Rock's point, the inmates are running the asylum in the NBA. I think it's very obvious. And the commissioner does put his foot down to go 65 games. Okay. So that's when you know it's broke. And it's broke, Jimmy, unless you get to the playoffs.
I'm not disagreeing with the 65 game scenario at all, or what Rock said. I'm just saying that there are times throughout the course of the regular season where you will have a highly efficient and highly competitive game.
Versus
it's just not. It's I get it. It's an 82 game schedule. It's long. It's arduous. Guys get hurt. Players do, unfortunately,
say that 20 years ago.
I know that load management, and I hate freaking load management. But you made a good point, Manuch, where now after the All-Star break, there are teams that are just on the outside looking in of the NBA playoffs. That intensity will increase as teams scramble to make sure that they are a playoff team.
And I think to Rock's point there, it's okay, now it's go time.
Yeah.
Now we'll see some competitive basketball. We always go, okay, after Christmas, early January, February, after the All-Star break, now teams have got to either get on it or get off it. And it's that if they start to fade like tissue paper in a rainstorm, when you're going to see guys sitting. You're going to see this guy sit or that guy say, hey, what's the use? But I mean, I just think back of just how when you had the stars of the stars that had pride in every game they played, and these guys played back-to-back for years. You never saw the load management scenario.
That is correct.
And I got to tell you what, I got to blame Greg Popovich for kind of being the instigator in starting this in San Antonio some 10, 12 years ago, allowing that guy to sit and this guy to sit. And he's like, well, we already got it wrapped up. So there's blame for the NBA the way this thing. Now, it's not only on Adam Silver. I think there's a lot of blame to go around for a lot of folks out there.
The flip side of all this, it all comes down to money, right?
Yes.
According to Nielsen, which measures the audience for 27 NBA teams across 25 local U.S. markets, 18 franchises had increases in their TV viewership. The Suns going from Bally Sports to Arizona Family up 95% year to growth because it's free over the air.
Sure, that's right.
Denver's up. Minnesota's up. The Magic's up. The Spurs are up. I mean, all these teams are up by a lot. So that's what the NBA cares about. Is the bottom line. And if you're seeing these numbers go up. Now, on the flip side is you have teams like Portland, New Jersey. They just fired, or excuse me, Brooklyn Nets, New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, that's okay.
Brooklyn, they just fired their coach.
Yep.
The Wizards, the Cavs, the Pelicans, all of them are down considerably. So, I mean, the numbers are up. I haven't seen the numbers yet for the All-Star game. I'm sure they're going to be okay.
Well, it's San Antonio interesting because you got the big guy there. Got the
Wembanyama,
rookie there, Wembanyama. He's, I think a couple things when I see that, okay, over-the-air TV. So you got the Knicks, who are surprisingly have a good team.
They're good.
More interest in watching the Knickerbockers than the Nets. I mean, I think there's something there for those that aren't and for those that are. And for the Suns, it's a big three. I mean, over the air plus the big three.
Yeah.
And
some news today: the Pac-12 has their new commissioner, Teresa Gould. Is the first ever female commissioner of a Power 5 conference. She'll start on March 1st, and she will help Washington State and Oregon State kind of chart their course forward and what's going to happen with them. So we'll see how things go for her, but that's a good move. Sure.
I really hope that they find a way, meaning Washington State and Oregon State, to sort of revive the Pac-12 or the Pac-8 or the Pac-10, whatever they come up with. I hope indeed that does take place. Look, it's a great name. It was a great conference forever. We all grew up on it. And even Rock, growing up in Philadelphia, you still knew who USC was. you knew who top players were that were playing on the West Coast.
I disagree.
You don't think so?
No, I know so. You can't tell me how I was on the East Coast.
Well, no, but
I will tell you, the Pac-12 didn't exist in my world.
Really?
Only during March Madness with UCLA and maybe Arizona.
Wow.
I've been here 31 years.
Not in football. It didn't
USC.
Yeah.
What else?
That's all you knew. Okay.
Because you never saw it.
Yeah. That's because USC was the most prominent team.
Before
Washington.
You got to remember, this is the 80s.
Yes.
And no. Because television, there was no real, ESPN. You weren't watching games. I'm not watching a game at 10 o'clock at night.
You're not watching Washington.
Nothing. I didn't know anything.
No.
Even the NBA, Portland, but the Lakers were different.
Yeah.
But other than that, Clippers didn't even exist growing up.
No, they were San Diego.
Yeah, it was just, they were Clippers when I was there. But it was one of those things where the Pac-12, in my opinion, and here I worked in sports. I was at the University of Penn. I was in Ohio. Pac-12 was just, that's that conference out in the West. A couple players come out of there. All right, great. That's it.
Wow. Amazing.
But you grew up Northwest.
I did.
But you got to remember, I'm talking about 80s.
Yes.
Okay.
I
So,
know.
like for Shu, who's an East Coast guy, I'm sure he has a different take because he had resources and an internet and things like that we didn't have growing up to actually see Pac-12 sports.
Yeah. And I think even growing up here, Rock, to your point, the USC, UCLAs, and there was the Washingtons came on later on.
They did.
Cal was prominent, but the Washingtons, the Oregons, they started to come on as years went on. I could tell you in the mid '80s, it was pretty much USC, UCLA, and Washington. And the Arizona had some good teams. The local and the ASU was still somewhat prominent as well too.
They were.
So, the mid '80s, you had mid-late '80s, and then when you had
I thought
Snyder.
it was the 70s that they were pretty good.
Well, they were, but in '86, you can remember Coach Cooper took them to the Rose Bowl in '87 when Jeff Van Rappers was quarterback.
Yeah.
So it seemed like every 10 years for ASU.
Yeah.
But the USC was consistent. So, for you growing up back there, Rocker just coming out, it's like, hey, they're always there.
Well,
in the LA market. And for us here, okay, we are aware of it. So we're, a Pac-12 game on national TV? USC, UCLA, or USC, Notre Dame.
Yeah, I tell you.
That was all you had.
Gonzaga, or is it Gonzaga? Or
Gonzaga.
You didn't even know how to say it.
Yeah.
Because they weren't relevant.
When I worked on the East Coast, it always cracked me up because people would say, "You mean Oregon?"
Yeah.
or
absolutely.
What the hell is Oregon?
But if you didn't know the Northwest, there's no reason. If you grew up on the East Coast, there's no reason to go to the West Coast.
I worked there.
There really isn't.
No,
you had to be. I have a
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
I have the nice weather. You go down to Florida.
Yeah.
But things have changed with
They
the
have.
internet. Hey, headlines this hour brought to you by the Sportsbook here in Casino, Arizona. Bet the game, watch the game. That's right, the Sportsbook here in Casino, Arizona, the CAZ Sports Bar. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display all the betting lines, and they are open right now. Check it out for yourself. We'll get into some Suns talk. We got our one call, that's all, and then we'll get into our G2G awards from the weekend. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Okay.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
So sticky.
At Hannah's Organic Honey, business may be sweet, but they need an e-commerce queen bee to lead the hive.
Okay, these jars are going to Jakarta. Oh, wait a minute. Does that say Jackson?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full...
Just one of the short highlights from the All-Star game so you guys can start talking about Suns.
602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
That was multiple flat tires. That was the Motor Speedway flat tire. Oh, my goodness. Y'all see this? Half court.
You're hot.
Y'all see this?
Dame Lillard.
All-Star game. Oh, boy. Well, Suns are taking, the rest of the NBA as well. Got some time off. They will be back in action in Dallas on Thursday night. Yesterday, Kevin Durant, he had 18 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and a couple steals in their loss. Devin Booker chipped in 15, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and a pair of steals as well. So Suns, I guess we say the second half of the season. They are currently 5th in the West at 33-22. So you heard the owner come out last week. It's championship. It's no championship or bust. You heard his remarks. And is that the case? I mean, is it they have to win it all, or I want Manuch to answer this first, because over the years I have had some fun poking Manuch on being a Suns fan, because how do I say this in a nice way? First of all, I am a Suns fan, big Suns fan.
And I'm a homer.
I'm a more of a Suns fan than I am growing up being a Philly fan. Okay. All right, I really do love the Suns and want them to have success. Probably like them almost more than anybody in this market, maybe other than second to the Coyotes, which just got underway, by the way. But this city, old school people, has always been okay with, we're all right. We're average. We're an average.
That's
mediocrity.
Wrong.
I mean, I'm not, because it's a city that threw a parade for running as a runner-up. That's almost as embarrassing as what we saw last night.
Okay, but here's I think folks.
So championship championship or bust, right?
Well, yeah, damn right. That's why you show up every year, play. And I think Matt Ishbia is looking at his other comments where we're looking to play for a championship every year. And
Let's get one first.
What?
Let's get one first.
Well, I mean that he's got the players. Hopefully, they got the players. If he needs to enhance it, he's going to enhance it. I think that's a switch from Robert Sarver. I think Jared Colangelo did everything he could do to bring a championship. They went to a couple championship games, didn't come to fruition. It's hard. But I think that true Suns fans are looking forward to an owner, because I heard a lot of gripes from guys like, he's not doing enough for them to win it all. They're not doing enough for them to win it all. Now I think I truly believe that the Suns have an owner that wants to do whatever it takes to win it all, to improve it. Why else would you show up where the last guy was like, oh, okay, we
Jerry did that. He did whatever he could.
He did.
But you can make a case that Robert Sarver may have too.
Okay,
we don't know what his limitations were.
I think that at times, I think that there's a time they could have picked up a guy here, or a guy there when Robert Sarver was here. I thought Jerry did a great job of picking up those individuals. Now you got to remember, in those days, Jerry could keep guys around for 3, 4, 5 years. So there was more continuity. Robert Sarver, he got into it. The era was, well, if we get this guy, we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Are you getting the right guys? What I hear with Matt Ishbia is like, look, we're going to vie for championships every year. Now, will you win one every year? Do you feel you got all the tools? Hopefully you do, or he makes sure that James Jones goes out and gets the tools, because to him, the way he says it, money's not an obstacle to go win championships. So when I hear that, I'm like, okay, I feel confident that every year from here on out, as long as he owns a team, Matt Ishbia, that this Suns organization is going to vie for a championship, have the tools to go ahead and win it all.
What is that window?
Well, I figure now, okay, how much longer does Durant have?
Yeah.
How much? Book will be around for a while. Bradley Beal should be around for a while. Hopefully health-wise.
I think it's a 2-year window after this year. I think they have 2 more years left.
And then what does he do? Let's see, KD retires after 3 years. Bill's still around, Book's still around. Hopefully, I hope they keep the band together for at least 3 years, Jimmy.
Is this a championship team right now?
I think it is.
Okay.
I think they've got the ingredients, but I think they've got to be, if they're going to win it all, they got to be healthy. Everybody has got to be healthy. All, as I call it, all hands on deck.
That's for any team.
Any team. I like what they did in acquiring Royce. I like what they also did in picking up a couple of other pieces. This is a team right now, meaning the Phoenix Suns, that has the ingredients to make the NBA Finals. But there are other teams in the Western Conference, including Minnesota, including the Clippers, including the Lakers. And don't shortchange yourself on the defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets. This is a loaded conference, and a number of those teams would be good enough to get to the NBA Finals.
I think if you look at the starting lineup, right now, Nurkic, Durant, Book, Bill, and then Grayson Allen. I think they can compete. Now, does Royce O'Neal eventually place Grayson Allen in that starting rotation? I don't think so.
No, I like him coming off the bench.
So then you look at the bench, and to your point, Jimmy, I think that all that's there that can go compete and hopefully win the Western Conference title and go compete in a finals competition. Mm-hmm. So I think that these last couple moves that Matt Ishbia, I should say James Jones, made are to enhance that and to give, I think, Frank Vogel the tool set or the enough gas in that car to go ahead and hopefully win an NBA title.
Hey, let's get to how about you firing off the G2G award segment?
Who needs a G2G protein bar? Did your favorite player make a big mistake that cost them the game?
And he misses it. That's impossible.
Oh, my God.
That is impossible.
I'm telling you, there's something inside his brain about this building.
Or maybe just an embarrassing moment.
It's just easier to call you stupid.
Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B react to the dumbest plays of the week and give out their best candidates for the G2G Protein Bar Award of the Week, a refrigerated protein bar with unmatched taste. G2G Protein Bars are now available at Costco.
All right, I'll go with Manny Pacquiao.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, let me tell you why. He's a former world champion in 8 weight classes. He is trying his darnest to compete in the 2024 Summer Olympics at 45 years old.
Oh, man.
He's been retired only a few years, but the International Olympic Committee sent a letter to the Philippines denying an exemption to the rule that caps the age limit for boxers at 40. That limit was raised from 34 just 10 years ago. So I think he needs to clear his mind, get a good G2G protein bar, and stick to politics and stop fighting.
Did George Foreman win a heavyweight championship title
into his
40s? 46?
Yeah, I
believe
think he did.
Yes, you.
I was just going to ask, do the G2G protein bars help you reverse age? So instead of 45, if he has a couple of them, he can get down to the 40?
If that's the case, I'm eating 100 of them right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. But all right, Manuch.
Jordan Spieth on Friday DQ from the Genesis Invitational for signing an incorrect scorecard and missing the cut on Friday, I believe, by 1. He shot a 2 over 73 and not a 1 over 72 on his card had indicated his card. Spieth bogeyed the par 3 fourth hole at the Southern California course, but it was written down that he had a par. Whatever happened to check, double check, the other guy's keeping your card, your caddy, all the above. So a couple things there. I think he wanted to get away, and I think he's looking for one of those cases you had, Rock, a G2G protein bars. So big mistake, big gaffe by Jordan Spieth.
Well, I'm upset. And when I get upset, I start yelling and screaming. So get ready.
No yell and scream, Jimmy.
Because the basketball game Saturday in Tucson was an absolute freaking disaster. Look, everybody knew Arizona is one of the best teams in college basketball. But if you took Arizona State and you got 40 points, you still freaking lost. You lost, and you had 40 points. You lost. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it loud and clear, that those young men, and don't tell me they're kids. They're 18 to 21. They're old enough to go in the military. They're old enough to vote. They aren't kids anymore. Don't make freaking excuses for them. They quit. They quit on the game. They quit on their coach, Bobby Hurley. And the worst part is they disrespected their fan base as well. It was awful to watch, awful to even talk about, which I'm doing right now. And for me, everybody should get a G2G protein bar.
Can we get a bag of ice put over your head? You are so red right now. You just went off.
Jimmy, be careful. We're not going to call,
we don't need
paramedics here,
paramedics here at the casino.
Before you do that, can we get a doctor's release before you rant like that, Jimmy?
Yeah, it was my lock. So
Yeah,
I was happy.
What was it? 18 and a half?
16 and a half.
16 and a half?
Yeah, I was, because I thought Arizona, because they got beat last year on that last second Hail Mary, basically. So the buzzer beater.
Well, it got up to 19 and a half on Saturday.
Did it really?
Yep.
Yeah, that would still be tough to put it down.
Finally got a W. Hey, let me tell you a little bit more about G2G protein bars. They're brand new to the Valley. You can get them at Costco. This is not your average stale off-the-shelf protein bar. These are fantastic. They have 8 flavors, including my personal favorite, which is the peanut butter banana chocolate. What makes these bars so delicious is they're fresh, no preservatives, and they're stored in the refrigerator. So you can head over to Costco in the refrigerated section, and you could get yourself a box of the G2G bars. Or you can check them out, all their different flavors, at g2gbar.com. Coming up, it is Fact or Phooey with one big Phooey from ABC 15. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at the CAZ Sportsbook.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Reports say Suns guard Bradley Beal is on track to be in the lineup when they battle the Mavericks out of the All-Star break on Thursday. Spring training play for the Diamondbacks begins on the 23rd against the Rockies. They are holding their first full squad workouts today. The Coyotes are on the ice against the Oilers looking for a win to end their 9-game losing streak. Arizona re-enters USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 5, rising 2 to number 4 after their blowout win over ASU. Grand Canyon got 23 votes. U of A also hired Desiree Reed-Francois as their new athletic director. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hi, this is Kelly Cooper. Picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing stories. At the Melting Pot, we're not just a restaurant, we're an experience. Are you ready to glow up your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the Melting Pot, where unforgettable moments are created and delicious memories are made. The Melting Pot is your perfect night out, where birthdays become memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, check us out online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.com.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and
Who's there?
Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CA Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook, the Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona, is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. Phooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
How you doing today, Phooey? What's going on?
I'm doing great. So look at this beautiful day. Been out at spring training this morning. It's awesome.
You throwing a little BP? What were you doing out there?
Well, they had me jump in the batter's box a couple of times just so the pitchers could get used to having somebody stand there. So I got hit 3 times.
The more you can do, Coach, the more you can do.
I know. I said, Torrey, put me to work. He threw me in there, and I just got hit about 3 or 4 times. Wouldn't give me a batting helmet, so that was good.
Good stuff. All right, well, let's do it. It's Factor Phooey with ABC 15's Craig Phooey. All right, once again, the events surrounding the NBA All-Star Game were more popular than the game itself, like the skills challenge, three-point shooting, etc. Factor Phooey.
Phooey on that. I think the only thing that was of interest was a 3-point shoot contest between Steph and Sabrina. I think that was about it. Everybody else is just kind of getting bored of everything surrounding the NBA All-Star Weekend.
So but are those events more popular than the game themselves? And what does Adam Silver, you feel, have to do to get more not that they need more eyeballs, but to make it more interesting?
Well, what are you gonna do in an All-Star game? I mean, for goodness sake, the NFL is playing flag football for gosh. I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, what do you have to do to get interest in an All-Star game? I think all they need to do is line the guys up, let them sign autographs for an hour, and go home. I mean, it's a waste of time. 211 points. I mean, come on. This has just gotten silly. Karl Anthony Towns with 50. It's just gotten absolutely ridiculous.
Well, that leads me to the next question, Coach. The 3-point shooting contest of Steph Curry and WNBA star Sabrina Ionescu will create more male-female one-on-one competitions in other sports like hockey, soccer, baseball, flag football, golf, etc. Fact or Phooey?
Nah, Phooey on that. I don't think so. I don't think there's any interest in going there. Listen, it was a fun contest. It was kind of exciting to see people do that, between Steph and Sabrina. I think that was the most popular event of the weekend, just to see that battle, but I'm not sure it's going to spawn off. Look at the Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King thing. That didn't do anything for 50 years. So I think it's a one-time thing. It's just a fun thing. They'll probably do something else like it next year. But that was the fun moment of the weekend, I think. But I don't think it's got any spin-off.
Craig Fouhy is our guest. The Phoenix Suns, coach, have the big three healthy at all times in order to improve their seeding for the Western Conference playoffs. They have to have them healthy in order to improve their seeding for the Western Conference playoffs.
At all times.
At all times. Fact or Fouhy?
Hold before I answer, I just pulled a hammy. Hold on.
Okay, I got you. I hear where you're going.
Are you standing next to Bradley Beal? Is that what's going on?
Bradley Beal. Yeah, I got a broken nose too from that batting practice this morning, so I have to wear a mask. Listen, they can't stay healthy. These guys are made of glass, right? I mean, the minute you get guys back, it's like they played 16 games together, and then Bradley Beal's hurt again, and now it'll be Devin's turn again, or Kevin's. I mean, it's basketball. It's 82 games. It's grueling. It's every other night, if not every night. You know, it's a grueling season, and guys are going to get hurt.
Coach, was I know it was reported that Bradley Beal was going to get nose surgery last week and this week. Has that been clarified one way or the other? And we know he got the hammy issue, but have you heard one way that he actually had nose surgery?
No, I have not heard that. I heard the rumors. I haven't heard that particular, but they say he'll be ready Thursday when they get back from the All-Star break to play their first game back. But, who knows, right? I mean, this is just a hamstring can linger for a long time, and if you push it too fast, then he's going to be struggling until the playoffs start in April.
All right, Fouhy, aside from health, the Suns' lack of defense will be their biggest challenge as far as how far they will go in the playoffs. Defense.
Fact. But what do we argue about Mike D'Antoni for years, right? Mm-hmm. They don't play defense, right? And everybody said, well, they spread the court and they run the ball 7 seconds or less. They don't play defense. Well, there's more possessions when you're doing 7 seconds or less. They don't play defense. I mean, we've talked about that forever here, right? They could have won a championship if they had defense. Could have won a championship if guys weren't suspended or injured. I mean, I think defense is a key in the NBA, and not many guys want to do it. There are very few Mikal Bridges out there, Bryant type guys that will play defense. They just want to shoot. They want to shoot the 3-point shot.
All right, Coach, last question since you're out there for a little D-back spring training. The D-backs' biggest hope or goal in coming out of spring training will be their starting rotation and bullpen being 100% healthy. Fact or Fouhy?
Yeah, fact. Listen, that's a fact for baseball teams everywhere, right? You got to be healthy to start the season. You want guys to come out. I know Torrey told us last week that they've got a little different schedule for Zach Gallen, and it's just going to be a little bit slower start for him and for Merrill Kelly. So they know that because Zach pitched over 240 innings last year, so they got to give him a slow start, a slow rollout. But you want those guys ready to go at the start of the season. So far, it seems like everybody's in pretty good shape.
What seems to be kind of the flavor of the week before the first spring training game on Friday, Coach?
Well, today was the annual Ken Kendrick, Derek Hall presser where we talked everything about what we're going to do and the TV rights deal and all that kind of stuff. That was a big 45-minute news conference this morning. So that was kind of the big deal. And then everybody out there, the fans were out there, and Corbin Carroll signing a ton of autographs and excited to see Jock Peterson in a uniform. And so, yeah, it was kind of a fun day. But it was that annual, let's catch up on all the business side of baseball.
Anything come out of that presser in regards to a new stadium?
Ken Kendrick actually said that to build a new stadium is just not cost effective in today's age. And so they're really hoping to get a deal where they can renovate Chase Field. But there's no progress on that at all, other than they continue to talk with city, state, and use taxpayer dollars. If they can avoid that, that's not part of the conversations. But there's absolutely no movement. So from a year ago to this, there's no movement on renovations of Chase Field.
Fouhy, I'm real curious then. Did they indicate at all what those renovations would be? And would that be to cut down on the amount of seats in the building? Because when they first talked about building a new stadium, they wanted it about 35 or 40. Was there any conversation about what they would do to the current stadium?
Yeah, Ken Kendrick said about half of the money involved. They said it's going to be a $400 to $500 million renovation, so it's expensive. But he said about half of that pot is going to infrastructure that you don't see, electrical, plumbing, concrete issues, all those kind of things that the fans don't see. The other half of it would be the fan experience. Derek Hall specifically said, we had mentioned cutting down on the seats, but that's not part of the plan at this point. But I think they would, because you're probably going to add some more suites and club boxes. So it'd probably be more of those kind of, expensive seats for people and fewer general admission seats. But it's all about creating a fan experience and then kind of fixing up a 26-year-old ballpark.
Coach, has anybody figured out what the holdup is?
3.
Obviously coming from the county board of supervisors. And why is that when they got a team ready, willing, and able? Is it a matter of the cost? Who splits what? Or is that what they're debating about? Or where's this all going?
Yeah, it's about the money, where the money's coming from. And Ken Kendrick and Derek Hall both said the words disappointed and frustrating a number of times today. Disappointed. Kendrick said, well, I wouldn't say frustrated, but I'm definitely disappointed. But yeah, it's been a long, dragged out kind of negotiation, and they just haven't gotten anywhere yet. And they're down, as Derek said today, they're down to 3 or 4 years left, 4 years left on this contract. So they kind of need to know what's going to happen, right? It's coming up soon.
Interesting stuff. Philly, as always, buddy, have a great week. Thanks for the time today.
Will do. You guys, you got it. Anytime. See ya.
You got it. Oh, Daytona 500 going at it. Big crash. Bam, bam.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, lots of them.
Oh,
2.
that'll hurt.
It's going to leave a mark.
Oh, literally. Man.
There's about 6-7 cars involved.
Is that all?
Jeez. Hey, we're live out here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Appreciate Bowie joining us as, of course, yesterday with the rain. They had to do double duty today with the Daytona. They had to do the early race, the Infinity race, before this race, which is the Daytona, which just got underway. But good stuff there. By the way, Arizona just scored again.
Thank you, Rock. I appreciate it.
Rock got his bet in.
Yep.
Your lock.
I just
not 18 and a half.
That was just
16 and a half.
I'm telling you,
Man.
I've never seen a squad of talented young athletes just quit as a unit.
You know what's interesting?
Which they did.
Bobby Hurley said we had no answer for them. For me, that means, and he's covering for his players. Number one.
That's what he's
number
taking
two,
the bullet. That's
number two,
correct.
you're telling your alumni you don't have the talent, you
1
have the
minute.
skill set, you don't have the group of guys to go compete with that team. And here we were going, well, ASU, they beat Oregon State on Wednesday night, and they'll be all ready and raring, and U of A had the whole week off. Yeah, they might be a little rusty my ass. They ran them out of the gym.
They did.
They were fresh, going up and down the court, and ASU looked like they were standing still, or just standing around looking and going, wow, look at that guy. They were like admiring
what they were doing
up and down the court.
I will say this: what you just referenced about Bobby after the in the press conference following the game about taking the shot, trying to protect his team. He is the head coach. He is responsible for going out and recruiting those players, and so that onus is on him. But the players need to perform. And they just did not. I mean, it was lights out. They all just turned off the switch and went to bed.
And if whoever the new AD is coming in, you don't want to hear that from your head coach. Yeah, we had no answers. Yeah, we had no game. We weren't competitive. Your AD, whoever that's going to be eventually, does not want to hear that as an answer going, look, here's a few things that broke down or whatever. But you get schooled by 45 points.
I know. Yep.
That's incomprehensible for an athletic director to go, I call Bobby and say, Bobby, what do we need to do to help you? Because this is inexcusable.
Cash.
Well, if that's it, then that AD is going to have to go continue to fundraise like a big dog, whoever that's going to be.
Casey from the CAZ Sportsbook will just look back at this past weekend's college basketball games and see if there are any NBA All-Star bets. We'll dive into that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at Casino, Arizona.
Check this out. This is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
Who was really great for San Francisco? Bosa, Christian McCaffrey. I thought Fred Warner. They were great. Brock Purdy was good. I know you want him to be a star, but again, he's a kid and the last guy picked. On third down, the Super Bowl winning down, he was 3 for 12.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
A homeowner just like you decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial, state48roofing.com.
Life's a sprint. Meet G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Dukes, because there's only one Dukes. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended silver unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount.
Hey, Rock.
Lines all on the silver
I
unlimited.
need you to record a thing for Frank after this segment, okay? Thank you.
Time for the best bets, locks, and daily wager picks, courtesy of the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Now joining the guys is CAZ Sportsbook expert Casey Walsh.
From Boston.
Exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Anything's possible.
All right, everybody, we're out here at the Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Bet the game. Watch the game, the Sportsbook here in Casino, Arizona. Of course, they have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. And before we get into this Sportsbook, there's a big rumor out there that the Talking Stick Resort Sportsbook is now open, and I heard it is just awesome.
Yeah, so it's actually the showroom right next to our windows open. Awesome has I think it's 93 TVs, but our main sportsbook should be opening in the next couple weeks.
Really?
Beginning of March.
93 screens. Wow.
Yeah, in the showroom. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
So did somebody tell you that number, or did you actually count them? I mean, can I bet that you're wrong? Can I take a bet right now at the kiosk and say I don't think it's 93? I'm going to take the under.
You could. I mean, that's just what they send out in corporate emails. You know what I mean? Let us know. The new showroom, 93 TVs.
Put the guy on the spot.
Well, we're going to be making an announcement here soon about the Talking Stick, a resort showroom and sportsbook. I just know it's close. Didn't know when, as they're really kind of gearing up for the Final Four, which is going to be great. So both sportsbooks are just going to absolutely do some tremendous work. It should be great. When it comes to the NBA All-Star game, are there any bets that go on, or was there anything? Was there an over
So
would you take any bets?
So what's really crazy about that game? We took a lot of like $500 to $1,000 bets. Our biggest bet on
but
this.
that's Manuch. That's Manuch money. That's toilet paper.
all day.
Right.
I wish.
Our biggest bet was actually somebody bet 12,000 on the West money line.
Wow.
That lost. But one of the crazy things was the total opened at 365 and it stayed there until Saturday night, and then it came all the way down to 355.
Wow,
so
that's
a
a big
lot
jump.
a lot of people were betting the under.
Wow.
And that, I mean, I think they said, they were hoping for defense in the game, and it
Well,
was
you had
anything but.
You had everybody, including the commissioner Adam Silver, asking for some being competitive. Larry Bird came out and said, "I hope it's competitive," and then nothing.
Yeah, it was
awful.
pretty terrible.
What
to
about
watch.
all the other props, 3-point shooting contests, and the slam dunk McClung and Damian Lillard? I mean, probably this is a first MVP in the game and 3-point shooting from anybody with Damian Lillard.
Yeah, so on the 3-point contest, that's pretty much all we saw was a lot of Dame Lillard. A couple people threw in Halliburton being the hometown guy,
Right.
but nobody bet anybody but Max McClung in this slam dunk contest, and he was minus 275. So
There was really no profitability, is what you're saying.
yeah, no, not really.
Did anybody have Sabrina over Steph Curry?
A couple people did. Yeah, they had her at plus 160. So we had people in here betting that.
It was close.
Yeah.
He had to make the last 2 baskets.
Yeah, it was a lot closer than you would have thought.
She scored 26 points. If she would have been in the 3-point in the NBA, she would have been in the final. Because she hit 26 points. And then Steph hit, and Manuch is right, he nailed the last 2 to pull out the victory.
And NBA free throw line.
Yes,
I mean, 3-point
NBA
shooting,
3-point line.
not the WNBA. So I commend her. I mean,
Yeah,
girl can
absolutely.
shoot.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people here, they thought she was shooting the WNBA threes when they bet it. Didn't realize it was going to be, regular.
Just for educational purposes. I think it's Antonio Bryant. Des Bryant. Excuse me. On Saturday, BetMGM Sportsbook, he parlayed a slip that had one leg left to cash. The first 12 of the 13, it was a $767 bet, all came in. He had an option of cashing out for $79,500 or letting it ride to potentially make $416,000 and some change. How does that work? Are you getting a phone call that says, "Hey, 12 of your 13, you want out? We'll give you this to save the book money." How does that work?
So when you log on to the app, you can just go to your open bets, and there it'll calculate for you. I mean, obviously, it's a big amount of money. Most people are going to take that, but just know that whenever you get offered that cash out option, it's really less than what you should get. So the sportsbook's giving you,
So the sportsbook saves money.
Oh,
by
yeah,
not having to pay that out.
Yeah, they would have wanted him to take that for sure.
Okay,
take the $79,000
How do
rather
you
than the
not take the
$416,000.
79,000?
it was 400.
If you're Des Bryant, you got
That's
money.
true.
It's
That's
not
true.
a big deal. So it's something that you're being. He's on the radio live right now. Yeah, he's. Wow, Case. I mean, you're a bigwig. All these people want you. I mean, it's like you're doing a radio interview. I mean, wow.
But yeah, no. And
Are
then,
you being called the principal's office right now?
yes,
That's all I know.
a little bit, but they'll be all right. But yeah, I saw he actually has another one posted today, $1,000 parlay to win $25,000. He needs Taylor Fritz to win that.
Taylor Fritz
to
win
beat
the tennis
Tommy
tournament.
Paul.
Yeah, in the championship today.
Yeah, he can do that. Fritz can beat Tommy Paul.
Yeah.
So supposedly he did hit it because Fritz beat Paul 6-2, 6-3.
Okay.
So there, he cashed in another 25,000. You're right, nailed it. So,
Yeah, and I don't know if you're a big social media guy, but he actually showed himself cashing it out. So anything that's over 5,000 and 300 to 1 odds, you have to pay tax on that. So with him having to do it, he ended up collecting $317,000 off of that bet.
Not bad at all.
That's not
I
bad.
give Uncle Sam $100,000. Here you go.
No problem.
So explain that. So if I hit for over what, $600? Is that what it is?
No, so it has to be both things. Anything 300 to 1 odds and over $5,000.
Oh, okay.
So if I win for $5,000 on the machine right now,
Yep.
just on betting, just in general, or no, let's just keep it a sports book. If I win $5,000 today on the Coyotes over the
Edmonton.
Edmonton Oilers, which I think they were down 2-1. But if I won $5,000, then you're going to give me paperwork right then and there.
No. It has to. So you could come in and bet 110,000, win 100,000. You don't pay taxes on that. It would have to be 300 to 1. So if you bet 100, so say you bet $1,000 parlay,
okay,
and you win 299,000, you still don't pay taxes on it because it's not 300 to 1. It has to be over the dollar amount of $5,000, and the odds have to be 300 to 1.
Interesting.
So $1,000 parlay, you'd have to hit 300,000 1 penny before they would take any taxes out.
Do those CPAs know that out there, Jason?
I mean, I'm sure they got plenty of loopholes for you.
I mean, is there a section about that? Because that's like, wow, you got to go to class. You understand that, but your CPA understands. Oh, by the way, I won $300,000.
Two.
Why aren't you reporting that? Well, here's the deal. And they'll look at you like, what?
So Case, baseball is underway. You getting future bets now? Win totals? Is that starting to come in?
Yeah, that's definitely starting to come in right now. This past week, we've seen a lot of NHL, obviously, NBA bets for Thursday, but spring training here, we'll definitely start to see that. I mean, it's pretty much just people betting D-backs, home people, and then the rest so far has just been a lot of Dodgers.
How do you bet a spring training game when you don't even know if the best players are even going to play?
Oh, they'll be betting them, Jimmy. They'll be betting them.
Wow. I just can't do that.
Dude, I don't know if you know this, but if you go to the kiosk right now, people are betting on what kind of shirt you wear when you come and do the show. Will it be a pink one or a blue one?
Okay.
They were betting the Gatorade color in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, they bet everything. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
man.
Casey, thank you as always, buddy.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. It's Casey Walsh from the Sports Book here in Casino, Arizona. As I mentioned, bet the game, watch the game, the Sports Book here. 3 live betting windows, and you can see Casey if you come by here right now. So, does a great job here at the Sports Book. Coming up in our number, Sanders will join us, Rudy Carpenter. Interesting with Rudy. As we're going to bring that back. We had him in the first hour, and we are going to discuss
40
combines and the business side of football. And I think it's pretty interesting, especially if you got kids that play football. So that's all coming up.
30.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Casino, Arizona. The 101 in McAllen, you can't miss it. Right here on Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Roc and Manuch with
Go ahead. Thank you.
Murder and rope is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
Jenny, come on in. Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Steve, how you doing?
Meg.
Meg, nice to see you.
Hey, Meg.
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Tune in Saturday morning from 9 to 11 for Backspin, the golf show presented by Ping. Play your best. The Backspin boys take you inside the ropes every week with guests and great debates on the game. Backspin, the golf show on Fox Sports 910.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, music. Free never sounded so good.
Arizona re-enters the USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 5, rising 2 to number 4 after that blowout win over Arizona State by 45 on Saturday. Grand Canyon picked up 23 votes. Arizona also hires Desiree Reed-Francois as the school's new athletic director. Reports say Bradley Beal's on track to be in the Suns lineup when they take on the Mavericks in their first game out of the All-Star break on Thursday. The Diamondbacks are holding their first full squad workouts today. Spring training play begins on the 23rd against the Rockies. And the Coyotes battling the Oilers, looking to end their 9-game losing streak. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for decreasing clouds, those overnight lows in the low 50s. And then for your Tuesday, partly sunny with temperatures right around 80 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. New year, new hiring needs? Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, college basketball, as the Arizona Wildcats have climbed from 5th place in the AP poll to 4th. As that came out today, they're 20-5. They have won 6 straight. They blew out Arizona State 105-60. That's the largest margin of victory in the history of these two schools playing each other. Not good. I'm sure I would hate to be on that drive back on the 10 with Bobby earlier. That bus had to be really quiet.
Well, and rightfully so. But I mean, is this team, has U of A just gotten that good? Because ASU was that competitive game the first time around. And what's that saying about ASU where they are right now? They've had their woes these last 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. They win first time in 7 tries against Oregon State on last Wednesday,
which is a bad team.
So you look and you go, man, oh man. I mean, whoever the AD is that ASU gets, there's a lot of work. Obviously, I think that with football program, basketball, baseball, I don't know, they're decent, but I just think that right now something like that, you go, something is literally amiss, and not that maybe they tuned out Bobby, they may have in that game. You just got to see what kind of bounce back you're going to have for this team the next 7 games they have.
Arizona did extend Tommy Lloyd's contract, a 5-year contract extension to keep him there in Tucson until at least 2029.
Good.
The 5-year deal includes total compensation of $5.25 million in year 1, and it'll get to $6 million in year 5. Also, the total compensation includes the base salary plus some additional duties and some funding agreements with Nike and Learfield. Learfield is one he would do his radio show and all that kind of stuff. So he's been there for just a couple of years, and he's been pretty good. 81-16, 43-11 in the Pac-12, and he set an NCAA record for the most wins by a head coach through his first 2 seasons with 61. So they're now ranked, as I mentioned, 4th. U of A, or excuse me, GCU, they got in the rankings, well, close. They're 10 spots out of the top 25. They did receive 16 points in the rankings. They've won 7 in a row, and they got they're 2 games up on Tarleton State. They're in the
Tarleton
State in the Western Athletic Conference. So they defeated Utah Tech on Thursday, and they had a close one with Cal Baptist. They beat them by 3 on Saturday.
In this, not a bad. You obviously with Tommy Lloyd, they had to be in the works as they just hired former Missouri AD Desiree Reed Francois.
We'll have her on
that
this
position.
week, right, Manuch?
We're going to track her down, absolutely.
Good.
So I'm sure that was in the works with all the interim folks prior to her getting on there, and her just like, hey, good, you got my blessing. Just come in there and get that done.
Her deal is $1 million her first year. It'll climb to 1.2 by year 5. She'll also receive an additional $250,000 contribution from the University of Arizona Foundation. So she takes over a press conference tomorrow morning down there at Arizona Stadium. So anxious to see her, what she can do. She's got a lot of work to do. Some challenges there. They have those financial issues we've talked about multiple times, and the school also faced that backlash over $55 million loan that was distributed to the athletic department from the university during COVID.
And also, I think the total of the $177 million in debt that they are on top of that. And I saw a couple of stories this morning.
It's $240 million.
Well,
I think it's a little higher than that.
Big number. And there was some concerns about them going to the Big 12 in reference to how the Big 12 looks at that situation. Now, not the Big 12 is not going to prevent them from coming in. They want U of A. They want the basketball program. They want the sports, what have you. But clearly, the Big 12 knew exactly what was coming their way. Now it's up to her how she's going to configure how to get whatever money back, enhance the football program where they are right now with Coach Brent, and moving that forward. So she's definitely got her work cut out for her, and she was part of the program when Missouri left from the Big 12 to the SEC. So hopefully she can spread some new light into it or get some new donors to cough up some more money, because that's what they're going to need to help relieve some of that debt.
Big 12 Media Days set for Las Vegas in July. Maybe a good road trip. College football playoff. We talked about the deal with ESPN last week. That is not official, as it came out in a memo that said that this is not a deal that is done. It is basically one of those deals where it got out, but it's incorrect. It hasn't been signed to the point where they have said that even some of the members that are on this committee haven't even reviewed the draft agreement, nor has any vote been taken. But ESPN came out with it last week, maybe looking to try to get some eyeballs on their website, saying that the deal was done, that being an extension. That was, what, $1.3 billion yearly.
$7.8 billion. Yeah, to your point, the yearly scenario. What's the read? What's the agreed to?
I was just going to say.
You got $7.8 billion over the next several years to 2031.
Where
okay,
do I sign?
Good. Oh, wait a second. We got to review this. Are you kidding me? Sign the damn thing and move on. You're going to get coverage out the wazoo, and then some. You basically are funding your super conferences that are yet to come down the pike. It might be 2, might be 3 super conferences. Well, wait a second. We haven't reviewed it. What about $7.8 billion? You not understand that you have to review? Well, you didn't tell us first. I'm sorry. ESPN, who controls those TV packages in your conference and your coffers at those schools, basically in the college football playoffs. Hey guys, you're covered.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. You're good. Move on.
There is a meeting on Wednesday, a CFP management committee meeting, so we'll find out what happens there. We also found out the Pac-12 has appointed Teresa Gould as their new commissioner. She is the first ever female commissioner of a Power 5 conference. She'll start on March 1st, but however, she will be at that meeting on Wednesday. She's very close to the Pac-12. She's been there since 2018 as she served as a deputy commissioner.
I hope that she has some success. And I'll reiterate what I said in the first hour of the show.
Wait, we can't. All right.
I
was going to podcast it later.
So
your
here's
thought.
the deal. So I hope that she has success, and I hope that she is able to craft some sort of, I guess, revised Pac-12 or Pac-10 or Pac-8, something like that, so that that conference remains, because it is a named conference forever.
Well, I think the solution, if it's going to be a Power 5 conference, because after this year it is not a Power 5 conference.
Correct. That is correct.
Is she'd be trying to sell the Pac-12 or Pac-10. It's currently going to be the Pac-2.
Yeah.
From them, number one, convincing Oregon State, Washington State not to leave, to have confidence she can go out and attract, I don't know, maybe 8 teams in the time being to make it at least Power 10, Pac-10 or Pac-8, keep them there, and then work it from there and prevent those 2 schools from moving on to the Mountain West. So the value obviously is with the Pac, whomever, whatever the number you want to put next to it. That's going to be her number one sale.
Yes.
That, and okay, if these other schools in the Mountain West and the WAC, whoever go, okay, that's well and good, but what's your TV package? What's our format? What's our platform?
3.
What's it going to look for? Apple's all well and good, but a lot of our fans or alumni constituents need either cable or over the air to watch these games. They're not big on the streaming scenario. How do you deal with that, new Pac-12 commissioner?
And I also think that number has got to be up over $30 million in order for it to be considered as well.
To entice them to come.
Yes, correct.
To the Pac, whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah, she's got her work cut out for her.
Yeah, she does, but I think she could turn this around. I think it does to your point, Jimmy. There's tradition. People know the Pac-12. It's going to be interesting. I also saw that over the weekend, the 10 schools that are leaving that start the football season this coming year are still likely to play in the bowl games that are affiliated with the Pac-12. So you have multiple schools, 6 bowl games that is, that have Pac-12 affiliations over the next couple of years. The Alamo, Vegas, Holiday, Sun,
2.
Los Angeles, and Independence. The Rose Bowl lost its conference affiliation with the Pac-12 and Big Ten when they were added to the college football playoff rotation.
So they're going to hold their feet to the fire on those contractual objectives.
For now, because we used to, the Insight Bowl and Guaranteed Rate Bowl, that used to be a Pac-12 bowl.
Yes.
Now it's Big Ten, Big 12.
Yeah.
So those are important affiliations to these bowl games. They look forward to having those relationship with those conferences.
And with those, if there's team with, I don't know, let's say there's only 4 or 5 wins out of those left over, and some of the other teams are going off at other bowl games. When you think about that, you wonder how much they'll hold their feet to the fire for something like that. It sounds like they're not going to let them out of that contract or that affiliation from there. And I think it's good. You still get a flavor of those Pac-12 teams that have left and moved on.
Coming up, Rudy Carpenter will join. We're going to talk to him about the combine and some of what he does. He's the former Arizona Cardinal and Dallas Cowboy quarterback. But we're going to kind of find out a little bit more about his business because it's very interesting. A lot of people really don't know a lot that goes on behind the scenes, the sports business side of the college athlete, specifically football player. So we'll talk to him about that. But we are out here at the CAZ Sports Book. It's our home every single Monday. We love being here, and it's a great place to bet the games and watch the games as they have 3 live betting windows, six self-service betting kiosks, plus they have 8 screens displaying all the betting lines in real time. Currently, right now, the Arizona Coyotes and the Edmonton Oilers are tied up at 2 with 15:22 in the second period.
Good.
I got an email at like 12 o'clock. Game started at 2 at Mullet. Still had tickets available. Last minute ticket.
President's Day when everybody's off. Everybody's off.
And this team has lost 9?
10. 9. You're right. 9. You're right. Yeah. 11 out of the last 13.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, this
9.
isn't good. When you have a stadium issue or arena issue and your team's not playing well, like if this team was in first place, man, everybody'd be talking about it.
That would be the toughest ticket in town to get.
4,600 seats.
That's it.
Supply and demand. Oh, man. Rudy Carpenter joins us next. Appreciate you hanging out with us. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Clear. Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Heavy traffic on the Mountain Freeway, westbound 202.
Online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive. That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Reports say Suns guard Bradley Beal is on track to be in the lineup when they battle the Mavericks out of the All-Star break Thursday. Arizona back in the USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 5, rising 2 to number 4 after blowing out ASU by 45 Saturday. Grand Canyon got 23 votes. UConn, the unanimous number 1 of the land, receiving all 32 first-place votes. Houston, Purdue, and Tennessee complete the top 5. I'm Garrity.
This is Doug Gottlieb from the iHeart Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
That's right. Bet the game, watch the game here in the Sportsbook in Casino Arizona. 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks. Open every day right here in the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino Arizona. Hope to catch up with Rudy Carpenter here in just a few minutes and talk some football with him as he is now on the Right to Win a Guest line as Rudy Carpenter joins us now. You can always follow him on Twitter or X at RudyGCarp12, and he joins us now on the Right to Win a Guest line. Rudy, Combine is in about a week, 26. How many guys are you representing this year?
Well, we have a couple, avenues of business that we do, and obviously one of our avenues is agent. The other avenue that we have, 2 other ones, is marketing and also business management for players. So we'll manage their, S-corps, LLCs, merchandise that they sell. We do all their taxes, budgeting, all of those types of things. But from an actual agent standpoint, we have only one player this year that probably some of the people listening to this show knows, and former ASU/Florida State wide receiver Johnny Wilson is our client this year.
So of those different buckets that your companies are involved in, which one would you say, the toughest to manage, and which one would you say maybe not the easiest, but maybe at the other end of the hardest?
Yeah, the agent business is for sure the toughest. It's the toughest in a couple different directions. Number one, it's really tough because just from a business standpoint, you can really only get 3% of the money that these players are getting. So, that might sound like a lot of money, but essentially for every $1 million that a player makes, the agent collects $30,000. And if you have a player that's making, 20, 30, 40, $50 million a year, there's some good money there. But if you have players that are making the minimum in, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 a year, it's just not a ton of money, especially because of the amount of money it takes to sign players. You have to pay for flights and meals and anything you do from a recruiting standpoint. And then you have to make sure the player has everything he needs in the pre-draft process to get ready for combine and pro day. So you have to pay for all of his training. You have to pay for his living. You have to pay for a rental car. You have to pay for all of his food. You have to pay for any medical stuff that comes up, massage therapy, physical therapy, In simple terms, if you want to sign a player like Johnny Wilson, who most people believe is probably going to be a top 70 pick, you're going to end up spending, somewhere between $80 and $120,000 minimum just in that process by itself. And so it takes, a little while to recoup that money. Usually you don't get, profitable on a player until his second contract. On the other side, the business that we really love is the business management standpoint. We have a lot of veteran players that I can name, guys that you would know. We collect the same fees, but we don't have the upfront spending because most of the guys that we sign to a business management contract are guys that are already in the NFL. They're in their second, third, fourth year, and they now realize they need tax help and financial help and cash flow and budgeting help, and they need to figure out ways to make off-field money and do it in a way that's tax beneficial through, like we say, their S corps or LLCs, however we want to do those types of things. They need help with investing, whether it's typical stocks, bonds, equities, things of that nature, or alternative investing such as, real estate or, call it venture capital type stuff, investing in tech companies or whatever it may be. So for us, that's the business that is more profitable and something that's more enjoyable.
Rudy, you talk about how Wilson may be one of the top 70 picks. Do you guys, when you guys go to the combine, do you go to the combine and somewhat quasi-market your client to teams that are in need of receivers or linebackers or whatever, and try to work that angle? And then is it the same at the pro day for what scouts show up to? Is there some kind of marketing or working them and trying to get a feel if they're interested or not?
Yeah, you're always going to do that. I mean, we went to the Senior Bowl or the East-West Shrine game, the Combine, Pro Day, whatever it may be. You go as an agent, you go to all those places, and, of course, you're going to try to sell your player. You're going to try to talk to as many scouts and general managers and position coaches that you can, and you're going to try to sell your player, right? You're going to try to convince anybody who will listen, why you believe they should draft your player. And that's pretty normal. At the end of the day, these NFL teams spend millions of dollars every year in recruiting, and they're not, or in scouting, I should say, and they're not going to listen to what an agent has to say about a player. They've already done so much work, so much background work, and they're going to trust that work. They're going to trust the evaluations that they've gotten through their scouts and the other people in their building when they. But of course, as an agent, you got to possibly do to try to sell your player. Yeah, both at the combine and the pro day. What happens more at the combine for agents is us trying to position our players who are going to be free agents, guys who are already in the NFL. They just finished their third year, fourth year, fifth year, or, they have an expiring contract. And that's really where, every agent and all of the teams will get together and, they have, nonstop meetings about, their player being a free agent and them trying to essentially start the free agent period / tampering period much earlier than everybody is supposed to. It's probably, one of the worst kept secrets in the NFL. But I would say at the NFL Combine is where a lot of free agent business gets done.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, I'm curious, because you have been in this business, in your estimation, one, how would you encourage somebody to get into the business that you do? And two, how would you discourage them because it is a very difficult business?
Yeah, I wouldn't encourage anybody to get in the business. It's a really difficult business, and not only that, but it's really a huge monopoly. You have a a couple of really, really, really big time agencies that are out there, and it makes it difficult. As an agent, if you want to be profitable and you want to be profitable off rookie players, you need to have first round picks. And there's only 32 of those guys. And if you look at the draft every year, you usually on average have somewhere between 10 and 15 or 12 and 15 players who are represented by CAA agency. Then you have another somewhere 10 to 12, 12 to 15 players that are represented by athletes first. And so just between those two agencies, you have 25 to 28 to 22 players in the first round who are repped just by those two groups. And then you have other groups like Clutch, which is LeBron James's group, who also dabbles in football. And, you know, you got the agency that, you know, Cliff Kingsbury was represented by, like Select Sports Group. That's also Kyler Murray. So, you know, I mean, and that group does okay. Wasserman does okay. But there's only a couple agencies that they have a massive, massive chokehold. So, you know, it's a really, really hard business to break into. My group, we're only 3 years into this thing. We have 33 clients, but we have players, we have coaches. We've been able to break in because of a lot of the relationships that the people that are on my team we've all of us have either been agents for 30 plus years or were NFL players. So we have a little bit of an advantage there, but most of the time, the agents that you see are guys that went to college and they wanted to get into sports business or business management, or a lot of times they're lawyers. You know, guys that went to law school, got their law degree. They understand finances, they understand taxes, they understand contract law, and they got bored sitting behind a desk in a big name firm. And for a lot of lawyers, being an agent is something that they can do on top of whatever job they already have. Because, you know, it's the way that the agent's game runs for most people is, you know, it's not a 24/7, 365-day job. It's really get a player ready for the draft. He gets drafted, he signs the contract. And if you have a guy who's on the team every year and playing, there's just not a lot of things that come up. I mean, unless the player is suspended or he gets fined or, you know, something of that nature, then you got to really, you know, do a lot of work. But outside of that, when a player is signed and under contract, there's just not much you can do for the player.
Rudy, as we let you go, if there's, you know, a parent listening right now or an athlete, what is the website if somebody wanted to hire your services?
That's just endurancesportsmanagement.com. We're obviously on Instagram too, at endurance_management. You know, you can go on there and see all the players that we represent. Got some really good players. You guys might remember Quez Watkins from the Eagles, number 16, little slot receiver for them. He's been a very productive player. He's going to be a free agent this year. Darnay Holmes, former UCLA corner, starting corner for the New York Giants the last couple years in the nickel. He's going to be a free agent this year. Former second-round pick Lonnie Johnson, at the University of Kentucky, also going to be a free agent this year. We have, you know, quite a lot of guys. This year, from a management standpoint, we got, you know, Johnny Wilson. From an agent standpoint, you guys might remember Jermaine Burton, number 3, the wide receiver from Alabama this last year, also at Georgia. He's one of our business management clients. So, yeah, we have some, you know, guys that I think, you know, people know if they're football fans.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that, man. We really appreciate it. We'll catch up with you next week. Thanks for the time today.
Guys, take care.
Rudy Carpenter joining us there. Instead of just talking about football, you know, behind the scenes, which I thought was quite interesting. It's brought to you today by All City Towing. Looking for a career change that pays with great benefits? All City Towing continues to hire. Just head to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com. Coming up next, we will visit with former Arizona Cardinal receiver Frank Sanders, get his thoughts on the Cards free agency and what they should be doing and looking for at the Combine. That's next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Arizona basketball coach Tommy Lloyd has signed a contract extension through 2029. Arizona re-enters the USA Today men's basketball coaches poll top 5. They rise 2 to number 4 after blowing out ASU by 45 Saturday. Grand Canyon got 23 votes. U of A also hired Desiree Reed-Francois as their new athletic director. Reports say Suns guard Bradley Beal is on track to be in the lineup when they battle the Mavericks in their first game out of the All-Star break Thursday. And the Yotes are on the ice against the Oilers looking for a win to end their 9-game losing streak. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for decreasing clouds, those overnight lows in the low 50s. And then for your Tuesday, partly sunny with temperatures right around 80 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Cravings Value Menu is a big deal. Or rather, it's 10 big deals. From new items like the loaded nachos to familiar favorites like the spicy potato soft taco. Check it out at a participating Taco Bell today. Available for a limited time only while supplies last.
Will to win is important, but preparing to win is essential. At Crest Insurance, we understand that the road to success is not one that you go alone. Whether it's your family or business, you're not buying insurance, you're buying protection. That's why so many turn to the professionals at Crest Insurance. Our team has the experience to help you safeguard the things that matter most. It's not just an insurance policy, it's peace of mind.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every goal, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of overtime or a shot on goal in the first period. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be fiscally located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
You don't need to get personal, like revealing orange juice commercials make you cry, to get the State Farm personal price plan. Just call or go to statefarm.com for a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught! Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch. Now on Fox Sports. Your Hot 10.
Frank Sanders now joins us on the Right to It guest line. How we doing today, Frankie?
Doing very good. How you guys enjoying the off season? I know
Not
it's the
bad.
football off season for you guys.
I know. I was going to ask you the same question. What did you do this past weekend? I know you didn't waste time watching that NBA All-Star game.
Guess what? Saturday was your boy's birthday, man. I just turned 51.
Oh, Frank!
Oh,
Come
man.
on, man.
I was kind of curious you didn't call us or thank
Yeah.
us for the gift that we got you. I mean, it didn't come? Maybe I need to check Amazon.
Well, I wasn't in a position to check the mailbox yet because I've been on the go a little bit, but I'm gonna go check it and then let you guys know how it goes next Monday.
You remember where it's at, right, Frank?
You know where that mailbox is? You know where the mailbox key is?
Yeah, but I don't check the mailbox every day, man. I had a good weekend, man. Played a little golf, hung out with the guys, man. Went to Randizzle, got a burger, went to Waffle House, got my favorite bacon, egg, and cheese grits bowl. But, everything else has been great. And I'm waiting for your gift. So when I get out of this conversation, I'm going to go check, and then I'm going to call you guys back and say thanks for the love, bro.
All right, good.
Well, give it a few days. It's on its way, Frank.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'm looking.
It's on its way.
I haven't got a receipt yet from Amazon, but I know I ordered it, so it's there. I mean, I would never forget your birthday on, what was it, Saturday?
Saturday.
It's with your Valentine's gift and Christmas gift, too, right there, too. So.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, check for those roses in the mail there, big fella. They're coming your way.
Hey, I want to ask you,
God.
the position that you know better than any of us here is wide receiver, and I'm seeing a lot of mock drafts, and some have Harrison Jr. as the number one player overall. And if you're not a team looking for a quarterback, you have to go with him, right? I mean, I would assume, but that's the number one need in your opinion, right? For the Cards, is a wide receiver like him.
For the Cards, I would definitely say yes if that's something that we can add. If he's somebody we can add to the table, I would 100% love to have him. I do agree with the draft board that he's probably the number one, prospect right now in the draft. If you look at the NFL, the quarterbacks for the last 3 or 4 years, these guys have kind of developed into being a starting quarterback, being a serious contender to keep the job, and not necessarily worry about the next up and coming draft that's taking place. When you look at the guys that have developed and the youth of our quarterbacks that's in the NFL and the high level that they're playing at. So, but the most important thing that a quarterback needs is a good receiver or a great receiver, and I can see why he's definitely on the top. He's one of the top picks right now, and probably should be the number one overall pick in the draft.
So when you look at that, hey, if they decide that Chicago decides to keep Justin Fields, they may take him. But if they trade him to Pittsburgh, that being Fields, and go after Caleb Williams, then he falls into the lap. Aside from that individual or receiver, being that, what other priority would you look at the Cardinals from, coming up here as far as listing those priorities to come up in the draft or free agency?
Yeah, we still need defensive. We still need some defensive ends on the front. We definitely need that in the back end. Some cornerbacks would be something that we can look forward to because the league is just getting wider with receivers. The quarterback and the obviously, of course, we like James Conner, what he's done. But if I'm looking at the Cardinals right now, what we have, our defensive front needs to be something that needs to be addressed immediately. Just so we can get more pressure on the quarterback. If you look at the teams that have been dominating in the Super Bowl or in the AFC Championship, that defensive line has caused massive pressures on a lot of the quarterbacks that's been out there. So, defensive line is something we need to go at. That would be one of my second. If I can't get Harrison, that would be the next big thing that I'm looking forward to.
Okay, so if you got the cash, Chris Jones of the Kansas City Chiefs, he said he wants to stay, but he's available. There's a guy right there. There's a dude there, Frank, from the Chiefs. Would you go after him on the free agency side?
I would agree with the fact that he's a dude. I think that he's at that stage where no, because given the history of the Cardinals, I would say that we typically go get guys that are in the older stage of their career. and they get the bag, they get a bunch of money, but they don't become transitional, or they don't become that transforming person that we need them to be. And we got a whole host of names that we can name out. That once guys get in their 30+ years, we go get them with the Cardinals, and then they come out and the weather's so great, the team is so lax, the Scottsdale is beautiful, and they just don't come out and play as great as we need them to play. So I would say, no, don't give that money up. Go get some young guys, some young talent. We got a very young coaching staff that's got a lot of energy and a lot of hype for those guys. So to me, I think you need to stay within your range of going out and getting more is better, more younger, faster, stronger talent is better. And being able to use that money toward that than just going to get one wily old vet that we bring in and still have to surround them with guys that can play.
Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Frank, you referenced something when, just a couple minutes ago about the defensive secondary and how running backs now their status is diminishing because it is such a passing league. Please explain then what has changed in that defensive secondary just overall for the National Football League, and how important great wide receivers are and defensive backs as well.
Look, the league has changed drastically in the fact that it used to be where receivers were on one side of the football field, and it was either a number one receiver, take a Rob Moore or Michael Irvin or Jerry Rice. You can name those guys, and they were typically one side of the football, and they were the status quo. They didn't move as much. Now the nickel and the dime, because you're running 5 DBs and 6 DB packages now to try to offset this barrage of 4 and 5 wide receivers with the greatness of these tight ends as well. You have to have defensive backs you can move in and outside of their position.
1 minute.
And a lot of these cornerbacks, they end up getting hurt with ankle, knees, and leg problems. And then you got to have a guy that steps up. So it puts a lot of pressure. The new offense puts a lot of pressure on defensive backs. And I'm going to tell you something, Jimmy B. One of the best things I used to love is when I would go out and I'd be on the outside, and then when they bring in the nickel and dime DBs, I know they didn't get a lot of reps. They're backup guys at best. They're second and third string DBs. I used to love that because these guys didn't have any reps. I can go out and work them. I can get my yardage and my catches, because they just weren't as good as the outside guys. And right now, the league is producing where you have to have 4 and 5 good DBs that you can move in and out of the positions.
Happy birthday, man! I'm just so bummed that Amazon did not come through.
Yeah, gifts are in the mail, Frank.
That
Trust
just
me.
kind of really bums me out.
Yeah, gifts in the mail. Check Thursday, Friday.
Probably Thursday.
Friday.
Yeah,
you should be
yeah.
there.
Yeah, well, remember, he was in a position he couldn't get to the mailbox.
So, thank you.
If you could see my face right now.
Have a good week, Frank. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it as always.
All right, brothers. Appreciate that, man, for the birthday wishes. Love you guys.
You got it. Happy birthday, Frank Sanders. Appreciate him joining us. He's brought to you by the Sportsbook here. See, if he would have came in here, he could have won some money. That would have been a birthday gift from us. Anyway, bet the game, watch the game. You can do it here at the CAZ Sport, in the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. Tell you what's on the tube tonight. As you got the Daytona 500 going on, is underway. You got the Yotes in action. So we'll get you caught up on everything that is going on tonight. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Check this out. This is The Herd.
You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
So why did San Francisco lose? I'll throw out to you why they lost. Special teams and bad luck. Kansas City fumbled 5 times, recovered 4. Then you throw in Dre Greenlaw got hurt running on the field.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
17 southbound near Table Mesa Road. Left lane is blocked by rocks in the roadway. 10 westbound near 24th Street. HOV lane is blocked by a stalled vehicle. And 10 westbound near the Maricopa-Pinal County line, we have an accident being reported.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
When you use your electric vehicle, autopilot or self-driving mode, accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered
first scouting report finished this weekend.
Still have a claim.
Actually, technically, finished it this morning.
Skilled in this new
Joe Alt.
We are the first law firm in America.
Yep, Joe Alt.
Ability to review the proprietary software and hold electric vehicle manufacturers responsible.
It's not posted yet with the website, but yeah, it is done. I finalized it today.
Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
He's right now the only offensive tackle that I've done a full report on. So he's currently OT1.
Your home for
but I do not think he's going to stay in that spot.
And now the new Husk Brewing Company's Roc and
For tackles, I'll try to go 20 deep.
Top sports
just because it's just a huge need for the Jets, and that's what I'm doing it for is the Jets site.
We don't focus on the competition.
I'll go wide receiver. I'll definitely do Brock Bowers.
Insurance Group. Customers.
I'll try to get to as many players as I can.
We are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to...
He's not going to be on the list, Manuch. I apologize.
The insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see.
Yeah, so he's probably going to go the UDFA route.
Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume.
You know who scouts don't like?
All in the same bar.
Michael Penix Jr.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one.
His footwork's bad at times.
Duke's on
My biggest problem with him is I just don't think the injury profile, and I think he's very good when everything is working correctly in structure. But I think once the structure breaks down, he does bad mechanics like rear their ugly head. And I'm
her shoe factory.
it's not even the national championship game. Like I've had this theory since the summer about him, but like it's just one of those things where if he gets into a situation where the offensive line in front of him is not very good, I just don't think he's going to succeed.
Break people fast. I need Indeed. Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your
Right, but in the NFL you're not going to have time. You have to do the off-platform stuff, and he doesn't.
Sponsored job
Because he can't move. He's got 2 bad knees. He's got a bad arm. He's also an older prospect.
Broadcast.
Like, it's just a bad profile.
Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Patriots announced 17 new additions to their coaching staff. No surprise, as Coach Mayo took over, as Bill Belichick is gone. Alex Van Pelt is the offensive coordinator. They also brought in Ben McAdoo, who was formerly the Giants. So they got a bunch of guys coming in there. So they'll be pretty good.
17. I remember when I was playing, they had maybe 8, 9 guys. Then you had your scouting staff. At 17, they got a assistant for the assistants of the assistants in the National Football League. Which,
You're right.
Hey, they make so much money now. Why not?
They did release veterans Lawrence Guy and Adrian Phillips today. They cleared up about $6 million in cap space. So, Guy spent 7 seasons with the Patriots, played a lot of games, 110 games. He also played for the Colts, Chargers, and Ravens. And at Phillips, he played for the Patriots the last 4 seasons and saw action in 67 games.
Well, there'll be a lot of, we talk about the combine coming up, and then with free agency right around the corner, I think, March 13th or so, there'll be some big contracts, big decisions. I know Dak Prescott, he's got 1 more year left. Do they extend him? They can't franchise him. Or does Big D take like a hometown discount to get some dudes in there to maybe help him
You
win
think he's going to do that? He's not going to do
he's
that.
got a big contract. I don't know. Maybe if he wants,
he's
follow
not Brady. He's
follow
not
Tom
Brady.
Brady's lead. He made a
Not
10 number
Brady.
go.
No.
And Tom wanted to win championships.
He did.
So we'll see. There's a couple guys like that.
How lucky is Kirk Cousins? He's getting closer and closer to his second trip as an unrestricted free agent. Vikings are about 3 weeks from their so-called combine, and then after that they can start negotiating. But right now, there's a report that the Vikings are not willing to give him a fully guaranteed contract. This guy makes so much money.
So now we give him a full guarantee. Maybe they give him a discount. Maybe he comes back for a discount to the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know where else he would go where he'd make fair market value money.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know.
Washington.
Is he a stopgap for the young guys to develop,
Yeah.
Ritter to develop?
Yeah.
They might look at that, but you got a new staff there. Do they want to get the young guys and develop? Will Arthur Blank allow him?
He's still recovering from that torn Achilles.
Achilles, yeah.
That's not something that heals very
well.
easily.
That's
No, Aaron Rodgers was going to come back after 4 months, guys. He was going to miss the first game. He was going to come back at the end. So Kirk will be fine. He'll be good to go.
He's about the same age, right?
I think
Kurt's 35.
I think it depends. I mean, a lot of these guys see the market with these new staffs. Do they want to? Will they get the time to develop the guy they want to bring in? Atlanta's okay. Do we stay with Ritter and go after other needs in the draft with this staff, or do you look at a Cousins? Will he come in? But I don't know if you pay him top market value with that Achilles. And, he's getting longer in the tooth. Does he last 2 or 3 years? That's a great question from the standpoint of what does that organization will eventually look like in 2 or 3 years?
Wouldn't you agree, though, before Cousins got hurt in the last 5 or 6 games leading up to that, he was really playing at a very high level.
He did last year, too.
Yeah.
Last 2 years, he's played very, very well, but depends on how you return off that Achilles heel, where that is.
I agree.
Coyotes are up 3-2 right now over the Oilers through 2 periods. Nick Butstadt's got 2 goals, and Clayton Keller's got the other, so they're up 3-2 on Edmonton as they're playing just down the street at Mullet. On tap tonight, you can watch the rest of the rain-delayed Daytona 500, which got underway about 2 o'clock, but I know Manuch can't wait.
Yeah.
The Bachelor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Joey and his 10 remaining women return. They were in North America. They were up in Canada, so I know you're pretty excited about that.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
I have never watched a minute of that show. Not even a minute.
We can't fact check that.
Well, I'm just telling you straight up, dude. I have never watched a minute
so
of,
you don't watch
that garbage show.
Okay, so you don't watch ABC 15?
Yeah, I watch ABC
Okay, so
15.
you have to see the promos. So
I've seen the promos.
You add all this up.
But the promo is not the show.
Pretty
I have
close.
never. No, it's not. I have never. It's a promo. I've done TV promos. It's
Yeah,
not
tell
the
us
show.
about it.
It's
Well,
not
how would
the
you-
I didn't
show.
know you did that.
But how would you know if the promo is not like the show if you've never seen the show, Jimmy B? How would you be
I've
able
never
to
seen the show.
definitive?
Because-
Right, so you wouldn't
because
know
they
if the
always
promo.
parade 3 babes to some old dude that's walking down a walkway at some.
That was the
resort.
Golden Bachelor. That was just one specific season. That's not.
The fact that he knew that, it means he's watched it.
Jimmy, just no, I've never watched.
Let Rock finish the what's on tap.
Yeah,
please.
yeah, really. Well, they started on me.
It's a sponsored bit here, Jimmy B. We got to get through it.
Yes, by the Roc and Manuch Lager. That's why we didn't put your name on it.
I'm
It's the Roc and
defending
Manuch
myself.
Lager, not the Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B Lager.
I understand.
Or Amber.
And it's good.
Yeah, you always tell us that. The first season finale of America's Got Talent. That's what you need to get on. Right? America's Got Talent. We need to put Jimmy on.
Very good show, by the way.
We just found out that the Phoenix Municipal Court has set the 23rd as a court date for Detroit Pistons Isaiah Stewart on that misdemeanor assault charge that happened last week when he had an altercation with Phoenix Suns Drew Eubanks.
2 minutes.
So they're going to zoom him in, have him appear via Zoom,
Probably.
or bring him flying back in for that, or have the attorney represent
Do they
him.
do Zooms for that kind of stuff?
Well, they work.
You'd have to be in person.
Well, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But I think he's going to fly all the way back in for that. He hasn't played much, so maybe they will. Hey, here's your ticket. I'm not flying on the jet. No.
You're going commercial. Yeah.
Go get you and your attorney need to fly into the into Sky Harbor and get over there and get your court date set. At that point, it's like, okay, I'm guilty. What's my fine? But if they found guilty, there's also incarceration, like up to 6 months from that standpoint as well, too. Hey, guys, our State Fair Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. What was the best part of the NBA All-Star Game? You were at Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Was it the Curry-Ionescu three-point competition, Damian Lillard's MVP weekend, McClung's slam dunk win, or the East victory to 11-186? We got a tie,
1 minute.
33.3% for the Curry-Ionescu 3 points. Damian Lillard's MVP weekend at 33.3%. And McClung's, I don't know, what did he jump, 50 inches?
Oh, he's
get over Shaq's head.
over Shaq.
To win the slam dunk again at 33.3%. No one, not one iota, said they voted for the game.
I don't blame them.
It was bad.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Or NBA's got some work to do. Or maybe not. If the ratings come in, they're making money, the sponsors are
30.
happy, they'll just keep doing what they're doing. Parade the guys out there. They just need to make it in Vegas every year. Let the players hang out in Vegas. Because they'll all go to that. And they'll be out to the wee
20.
hours, and we'll have some good stuff to talk about if any of the guys get themselves a little bit of trouble. Hey, tomorrow we're out at the Barrio Queen in Gilbert. So that's tomorrow. And then
10.
Right Toyota Wednesday, Twin Peaks Scottsdale Thursday, and then Right Toyota on Friday. Appreciate you listening. See you back here tomorrow at 1.